Om Shri Sai Ram, offering my most humble and loving salutations at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagawan, Sri Satya Sai Baba. With immense joy and gratitude, it's my pleasure to bring you another episode of his story through the eyes of his boys. It is, it is kind of a joyful surprise that how Bhagawan sends different people every week to unfold his immense glory, his glory which cannot be captured by anybody in any time zone. But the privilege to listen to his glory, listen to his different facets itself is a liberating experience. So today we are again blessed to continue this divine saga. So let us start with our prayer, and I request all of you to please join me in. O Lord, take my love and let it flow in fullness of devotion to Thee. O Lord, take my hands and let them work incessantly for Thee. O Lord, take my soul and let it be merged in one with Thee. O Lord, take my mind and thoughts and let them be in tune with Thee. O Lord, take my everything and let me be an instrument to work for Thee. Sai Ram, and welcome to this episode of his story through the eyes of his boy. We have been seeing how Bhagwan, in his own inimitable ways, attracts his devotees, brings them closer. We have seen how, from three, four generations, people have been glued on to him. Some come to quench their inquisitiveness, some come because of some physical ailment, some come because of some problem or issues. And usually there is an element of discovery, surprise. Today we have a brother who just came to Bhagavan for none of the above reasons. He was not a devotee, neither was anybody in the family who knew about Bhagavan or had any kind of reverence for him. In fact, he was dropped in due to some unavoidable circumstances, which I would like to hear from him. Today, I'm happy to introduce to you Brother Dinkar Kadam. Let me welcome him here. Sairam Dinkar,
Saram, how are you, Abhi?
excellent. Thank you for joining us tonight, and it's
My
my
pleasure.
pleasure to welcome you. Welcome
My
to his
pleasure.
story through the eyes of his voice. Let me give a brief intro about you to everybody, all our viewers. Brother Dinkar is based in Hyderabad, and he joined Bhagwan School College, I should say, in 1987, and he did his graduation partly from Parthi and Vrindavan. And then, as destiny would have it, he had to leave. Presently, he's a corporate coach. He has his own organization called People Sigma Academy, where he is the director, and he trains people in corporate leadership and management skills. And he has even created a specialized program called Fortified Manager Program. I'm sure there is a lot of influence of what Bhagwan teaches and tries to do with us. So, Brother Dinkar, welcome once again, and thank you for
Saram,
accepting the
Abhi.
invitation.
Thank you very much for including me in this beautiful program. Thank you.
Welcome. So, Dinkar, let me start off by asking you a straight question, because I understand your journey did not start like a normal devotee's child would come into the school. And usually, parents bring the child. Here was something other way around.
Oh,
So,
yes.
you were responsible to come in. So, what was the desperation? Give us some insight into it. What brought you to. Yes.
Well, I was reasonably good in studies since childhood, but somehow it came towards the pre-graduation day or pre-university days. Okay, my 10th and 11th, 10th class, 11th class and 12th class. I was not doing very well in studies. Okay, and I had accumulated a kind of ill health for almost a decade by then. By decade, maybe 12 or 14 years. I was not feeling well, and I used to have a constant sinus kind of. I didn't know it was sinus. Later on, Swami says that it was sinus. Okay, and he cures it also. I'll tell you about it later on. So, constant illness, and it used to get very severe, particularly during time of exams. And as if there's a old saying that Karna ki Shap, the curse of Karna. Especially during exams, I used to really feel very bad. I mean, very down and you know maybe because of stress or whatever. All right, so I was not doing well in studies. My health was dwindling. It was very bad. One major reason there being this, and energy levels were really low, and quite a few things, okay, was going wrong. And since childhood, I've been victim of abuse, and things were not very good with me. And I had very few friends and very few relatives. There was lack of any kind of love and inclusion. Um, I mean, I was falling apart, and I don't know where my place is in the society or in the world. Okay, thanks to my reasonably good schooling at Rashtra Middle School, Bangalore, it gave me some strength to fight whatever difficulties I was facing. Particularly, little before I came to Parthi, okay, which is a story by itself. Abhimanyu, I was sitting in every exam, whichever exam I took, I was not scoring well. Okay, and somehow I managed to clear Inter, but then BSc engineering was, I mean, MSET score was so high that I couldn't make it, and then engineering BSc I was applying here, a couple of colleges, but I was not sure whether I'll be getting it. And a chance occurrence that somebody had bought a Satsang of High Learning Prashant Lam's brochure, the application
Brochure
form.
of the university application form.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And my
Hmm.
father's friend. And said, you see, my son is not interested. Maybe your son would be interested because by then I was sneaking into Ramakrishna Math and attending RSS Shakhas, occasionally going to her ISKCON temple. Some I would call it spiritual, but I was drawn towards what is God and what is this all about. Because I was staying a little away on the outskirts of Hyderabad. So going to the city and then in the pretext of attending college, but I used to sneak in here. Okay, and I used to buy some books from Ramakrishna Math. Most of it, almost all of it used to go overhead. But I was trying to think there must be some big meaning in it. Otherwise, why did they write so many books? I was trying to read it. Nothing was coming anywhere closer to my head. Okay. Anyway, I left it at that. Slight inclination towards understanding these abstract things was there. Okay, but I'd seen Sai Baba's picture just a couple of times, and I used to wonder how people worship a man, and why is that, and why that hair, and what is this kind of dress, and how people are devoted as if they're worshiping as if he's a god. Okay, and then that's what. Yeah, my education was low, my health was low, morale was down, confidence had shaken, and as little directionless. And somebody had given this application form. I reluctantly filled in the application form, and I filled it only with the pretext of leaving Hyderabad because I'll get a chance to go to some place called Puttaparthi where I'll write the entrance test, and I believe Bangalore is very close there. And I can take a route from there and meet some of my old school friends who are in Bangalore because RMS, Rashtra Middle School, then called King George Schools, okay, was in Bangalore. I thought I'll meet a couple of them and take a tour and come back. Okay, so that was a good text, and I reluctantly, half-heartedly, disinterestedly, I filled in the application form and I sent it, and that's how. That's how. That was it. prelude to the entire story.
So you were kind of no, you were not finding any other avenue, and you got this application and you applied just to get out of Hyderabad.
Absolutely.
Okay, I understand. You said your father was from army, right? He was
Yes,
from
yes.
an,
My father
and he
was from
studied in army
army.
school.
Yeah, Rashtra Military School. The
So
five
give us a little
RMSS
bit of
Rashtra.
your idea till your schooling. How did you, where did you study, and how was the environment you have brought up?
It was a very regimented environment. My father was a tough man. He's from army, and we could find some reflection of that even at home. And of course, he came out of army and then joined. It's an old saying that you can pull a man out of army, but not army out of a man. Okay, so he was that at home also, and then that's okay. He kept in what is called as some kind of discipline at home, but somewhere understanding and connect was missing all the time. Okay, every parent loves the child, but connecting is something is a difficult thing, which I'll go on to explain that connect is what Swami does. Okay, to every child that is there, who is there in Prashantiyam or who's not there also in Prashantiyam. Fine. So the environment was very regimented, and at home also we used to never do many pujas or no religious activity much. Okay, yeah, we were religious, we were inclined towards God and religion. We used to go to temples occasionally, but my father had a bit of communistic inclination. We used to ridicule pundits, okay, and we used to even ridicule Sai Baba, okay, and the term that we used, like we would refer to any other man. Okay, now this guy kind of references. Okay, yeah. I mean, now I now I passed that area where I should feel guilty or whatever, but then it was not with respect, closer to disrespect with which we used to refer to him for reasons not known, whether we call it arrogance or I don't know what arrogance is the closest word.
Or ignorance?
Arrogance for nothing. Ignorance, of course. And of course, ignorance, but arrogance also coupled because you don't know who the other person is, but still you can't refer to him in light manner. Okay, but
You
here it was
mentioned
some
you
title.
mentioned of some abusive childhood. Uh, was it did it impact you as growing up boy?
Oh yeah, phenomenally. Okay, see, followed by hurt. Uh, I mean, I guess some children would be listening to this, and parents also will be listening to this. I don't want to get into details, but ever since my conscious, I go back to my memory. I have been a victim of that ever since, and a stage had come where I used to be beaten up mercilessly, and I was a victim of.
I hope you
Okay,
didn't
and
even
particularly in
think
this
of any
place.
time extreme steps in life.
Yes,
Did
yes,
you
yes,
ever
yes.
contemplate on?
Yeah, yes. As I told you that the extreme steps are also. I don't want to use specific words here. I think for being a responsible person. I don't know how many people are, what kind of people are listening here. Okay, so something which shouldn't be done. Okay, I contemplated a couple of times. Okay, because you're alone. You're you're not included anywhere. You don't have anybody on your side. You're alone. Uh, no friendship, no
So
nothing
how
that
did
belongs
you?
to
How
you.
was your performance in 12th grade?
I barely passed. I barely
So
passed.
sorry to touch upon this sensitive issue, but I just thought it's good to
Most
know
welcome.
where we are coming from. So
Hmm.
basically, you had a rough childhood, if I may put it in a
Rough
simple
and
way.
painful. Rough and
Painful.
painful.
Okay. And after 12th and not scoring well in the 12th, so obviously it was tough for you to think of a better college to go in, and
Yes.
then you luckily get into this. Okay,
Better
so let us
college.
bring
I am
that
not
in
sure whether I'll get a seat at all in BSc also in the first place.
in any college for that
Okay.
matter. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then destiny brings you to Puttaparthi in the pretext of applying for
Yeah.
graduation here. So
Yeah.
tell us your first kind of a visit to Parthi and your impressions.
Yeah, see, probably that because of that situation, I was drawn towards a bit of religion. Okay, my quest for for a student, for a boy of 18 and 19 going to temple, going to Ramakrishna Mutt or going to ISKCON or for that matter Rashtra Swayam section was probably somewhere salvaging my identity. Okay, do I exist at all or not? Amidst this, this happens, Puttaparthi. Okay, I applied, and while leaving also, I thought, wow, what a nice break. Okay, then I reached Parthi by bus. It
And
was
did you come
morning at around
alone?
6 o'clock. I
Did
came
you
with my
come
father.
alone?
I
All
came
right.
with my
Okay.
father. Okay, first time I just stepped out of the bus and I could see there was a shower in Parthi. It had drizzled and it was looking so cute and nice, a small township, and I could see the walls of the mandir there. And on the rickshaw it was written Om Sri Sai Ram. And I'd heard of Om. I have Om Sai Ram or Om Sai Ram or whatever. Om Sri Sai Ram. I felt like telling it loudly. Okay, but what would my father say? Because we were not very religious at home. Okay, if I say Om Sri Saram, what a nice thing, yeah. I'd like to say it loudly, but I was feeling a little conscious of what my father would think. Oh, kya ho gaya tere ko? What happened to you? Have you become whatever? Okay, bhakt or something. Okay, so I really liked it on a rickshaw, on a push cart. Behind it was written Om Sri Saram. I wanted to say it again and again. But nevertheless, quite a morning we got in, and because of my father being from Electronic Corporation of India, after he left army, he could use that identity card. He got a room also. Okay, so my father left after the first night. He said, "Now next 2 days you'll be having an interview and other things. I'll leave because I have work. You finish off and take a come. You give me some money and left." Okay, first day I stayed in the. Then I moved to the shed there. Okay, the shed. Okay, and the dormitory. All right. I was there for 3 nights. Uh, I stayed there for 3 nights. The fourth day I was supposed to be in Bangalore, but I extended my stay at Parthi itself. I wanted to stay for longer. Okay, it was like
So you did your entrance exam and you did your interview.
interview 4 days. 4 days. Actually, it was for two consecutive days. But I spent the third and fourth day also. I really enjoyed every part of Bharti. But during this time, I met people such as Chandrasekhar, Dubey, all these people who later on became my classmates. A huge competition. I thought I did not want to join this place in the first place. First day was the entrance examination. I wrote it in a way, even if I did my best, I wouldn't have got it. But I spoiled it deliberately, also reluctantly, so that I come out of the examination hall and take a walk around, wander around. Okay, nice structures, nice place, clean and beautiful. So I wanted to come out. I reluctantly wrote that, and in a way that I should be selected. Okay. Uh, Second and third day, I felt the place was sinking into me. Okay, I'd heard so many miracles about Bhagawan that now I got suspicious. That somebody who can claim God and who is all these miracles, how many fools are there in India? How can such a big population be fooled? Okay, but here people are telling that look, his health has been cured, he had been saved, and this would have happened, that got saved. It might be coincidence. Okay, it could be it can't be one coincidence, but there 100 coincidences also can happen. That 100 coincidences also can be coincidence. Okay, how can there be a miracle in this? No, this Vibhuti and all. I had at that age I had always read R.K. Karanji and all. I had heard about R.K. Karanji. I wrote everything and
Okay.
all. Fine. See, my inclination was more towards non-mathematics, physics, chemistry subjects. But my father, being an engineer, said, "You're an engineer's son. You have to be engineer. What else?" Okay, so I have reluctantly studying those subjects in ways, and one of the reasons why I was not doing very well either. Okay, here, what was I telling you? That so many miracles, but these miracles are beating time and space. Then are these people telling lies, or does this really happen? Because nobody becomes a devotee just like that. Okay, something must have moved with him. Okay, I bought a couple of books with little money that I had. Then I started reading it. Uh, every minute was a surprise at Prashant Media. I was listening, so I can tell you some stories. I can, for time being, I can let's focus on my story. I can tell you the kind of stories I had heard. Okay, and these stories never featured in any of the books. All right, devotees have come up with some amazing kind of miracles, which I had heard some
Yes.
of them, and it should be.
And you're talking about 1987.
87.
Okay, just to put that in
1987.
perspective. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay,
tell
and
us
there
your
was sands
keep
there.
keep going. Yeah, tell us about your darshan, first impression of darshan also,
Yeah.
and tell some
So
stories.
I
Keep on.
wrote the examination, reluctant to join, and then, but I still nice place, Sai Baba. But if you go to a college, all right, when you're taking the first floor, there used to be a photograph in the first turning. Okay, when you take the stairs, portico, you see Ganesha's idol right in front of you. What a scene that was. Okay, when I first went to write the examination, I said, boss, whoever lives here must be the most fortunate guy on earth. What a scene. You had four pillars, a nice Gopuram, and Ganesha there, and it was so inviting. It was like a piece of heaven on earth. But I was not willing to stay there. But outside from the civilized world, somewhere in the corner of the world, okay, there's some man who claims he's God, and all wearing white and whites are sitting like, I don't want to be a part of that. Okay, now I see that, and while after you climb the stairs and take a left turn, okay, to go to the first floor, there was a photograph where Swami is sitting down. It was there for a very long time and looking down.
Yeah,
He was holding his fingers like this. Remember that picture? I don't
yeah,
have that
yes,
picture
yes,
anymore.
yes.
Okay.
Cross-legged. He's sitting
After
cross-legged. Yeah.
cross leg, yeah, exactly, cross leg in Ardha Padmasana or whatever. And something told me that he's trying to say that I'm writing the fate of the of everyone in the world. मैं चला रहा हूँ सब कुछ. I'm running everything. That impression gave me. Though I still didn't believe it. This is a very powerful photograph. Though he's not looking into the camera, he's not having abhayasta, his feet is not seen. He's looking down, but still trying to. I am the boss of the universe. I am the Lord of the cosmos. Something like that came in. Oh my God, I heard so many things. Maybe something is influencing me. I corrected myself. Cool. But something told me that I must take this photograph home. Okay, it looks nice. And I bought that photograph and went home. My mother said, "Oh, you brought this photograph. Okay, we'll frame it." I thought my mother will say, "Okay, ये रख दो क्यों लेके आया यार पैसे भी वेस्ट हो गए रखेंगे कहाँ पे इसको कहीं ऊपर रख दो." She said, "Frame it," and that's still there with me. I got it framed, okay, and I kept it at home. But nowhere closer to being a devotee or worshiping Him and God, my God, give me a break. No, anyway, nowhere closer to it. I left for Hyderabad, but the stories that I had heard, the miracles that I had heard, were haunting me. All right, I went back to Hyderabad. By then, results of other colleges were coming out. My name was not figuring anywhere. I was heading towards a disaster. I mean, a crucial year would be wasted. All my classmates would be going ahead, and I'll be left behind. Embarrassment. What's a son doing? What will my father answer? What are you doing? What will I answer? Okay, my classmates. I'll have to take him to some other course, and I never thought of a hotel management course or whatever, and I was not inclined towards that anyways. Then reluctantly, I must have prayed to him. I guess said, "If you're God, then do something." Okay. Then dejected. I mean, every evening was a dull evening. One night I slept and wee hours around 5ish or something when I was supposed to wake up. Swami appeared in my dream and he said that, "Look, there's a postal delay. I have given you a seat. Okay, you have a seat. You have to come and join. I have given you a seat." By then, the date for probable joining is already over. Okay. Then I woke up. Krishna said, "It can't be so," because then I thought, let me. I had heard so much about his dreams. He doesn't come without his will. Okay, I said, okay, I'll try. Then I went to the post office. First hour, the post office. The postman had just come. He knows me because he has been seeing me for donkeys years. He said, yeah, nothing came for you. But something was telling me, just hold on. I stay put there for 5 more seconds. I said, okay, wait. Then he took out a bundle. So, oh yeah, something had come. I forgot to give you. Swami had said postal delay. Okay, something had come. I forgot to give you. There is a thick cover. Okay, I wanted something was kicking me from within and saying, "That's the cover you're looking for." Okay, it was written Satya Sai. I didn't want to see the rest of the three words that follow. Sri Satya Sai. Institute of High Learning is obvious because from there no cover will thick cover. You can say we are reluctantly rejecting you. You are one of finest student. You did well in the examination, but we can't give you a seat. I don't think they're going to write such a letter and send such a big thick cover. It's obviously that I'm selected. But it's obvious that I'm selected. I said, okay, first thing, so you have to sign here. Wait, man. I first opened and was looking for those keywords, provisionally selected. It was probably among the best and most happiest days in my life. Okay, you say 5 or 6 days which I was happiest. Okay, okay. Other than physical proximity to Bhagawan. Okay, if you remove that part, probably the most happiest day of my life. I flew into the air, so happy. Okay, words can't explain. First time in my life, probably I was experiencing a kind of happiness, not a sense of achievement. Okay, I knew very well that I didn't achieve this. I was happy. Okay, words can't explain this. No, you can be happy when you achieve it, get a seat. Okay, you got a seat in Institute of Management or IIT or whatever, any good college you get, you achieved it because of your hard work and a good competition. But here, there's no competition. It was something that was being played. Okay, there's no competition in the air, no personal achievement, but it was actually an act of grace. Of later, I've come to know his God. Okay, from him,
Beautiful. Hmm.
and um, my English is reasonably good, but no words can explain that happiness. Following 2 days, I was there. I mean, I was supposed to report on the particular day. I had 2 days time. Obviously, there was a delay in
Did your
the postal.
father did your father initially ask you or resist, like, where are you going in that remote place, unknown place?
Oh,
Or
initially
was
he was
he
also reluctant. Yes, initially he was also reluctant. Everybody in the house was reluctant, but now this comes as a savior to us. Okay, I get a BSc seat. I'll continue my studies.
so
Otherwise,
everybody was
so everybody
relieved
was
at least you
relieved.
got a
Relieved.
yeah.
Relieved is the word. Everybody
Rel-
was relieved. But I was the happiest. Okay, but unknown happiness was something within was I should bubbling within me. All right, the activity, the energy levels were much higher. Okay, the innate happiness was coming out, and I can't really describe those words. I was very
Perfect.
happy.
So
Yeah.
now you got admission and now you're coming to Puttaparthi. So how was that? Your first entrance as a student.
That was a short time. I did not even know that we were supposed to wear whites.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
I
lesson.
reached there. I had seen some people wearing white, some people not people wearing white. I had hardly seen any student because when we went right the examination, all the students had gone home. It was summer holidays, and Swami was not in Parthi. He was in Vrindavan. Okay. During those days, I had also heard that Swami had taken heart attack of somebody. This happened. He has taken heart attack of somebody. How can anybody take heart attack of somebody else? Okay, read this. Somebody had told about Siri Saibabu doing it. Now, how can this man do it? Yeah, fine. Probably he's sorry to use this word, peddling the same story. Please forgive me because I don't get another word for that. So I'll tell you the same feelings that I had that day. But probably he's telling the same story. So Swami is not there. Okay, but still there was a conflict that something nice about this man. Okay. I reached Patti and we had to buy a bucket, we had to buy some stuff, the mattress, it was and all. My father said, okay, I'll stay put here for 3 more days. I'll arrange everything and I can leave. Okay, during first day, we went to the administrative building and oh, it was a beautiful experience climbing that road. And I had already gone
So
there for
Dinkar,
my interview.
Dinkar, just hold on. That means you are saying you did not see Bhagwan till now.
No,
So the first darshan you had was in your dream.
yes,
Interesting. Okay. So now you are you have become a student and you have yet not seen Bhagwan Baba. Okay.
no.
Carry on.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
I come, first day I see Bhagwan, Swami, please forgive me, I didn't like him. Okay, I mean, he was moving. That hair was what is that hair? I mean, it was very confusing. Okay, but one thing was there that attention that he drew. Okay, the kind of magnetism he had. I was seeing from a distance of some 200 feet or so. First, he goes towards the ladies' side and then come towards the gents' side. Okay, and I could also notice over 1,500 to 2,000 people sitting around. Everybody's eyes transfixed on him. Okay, he speaks to the person, only 3 or 4 people around he will come to know. He looks at you and it goes like a dart even at the 20th line or 30th line. Okay, oh my God, this is no wonder this person is drawing so much of attention. Okay, when he must, there must be something. In fact, I had gone to the extent of suspecting even the speakers on the, first floor putting, the balcony. Swami used to come out occasionally. I used to think there were speakers there. The strange kind of speakers. They had some V-shaped thing and there were some round things that I thought he must have kept his cameras there and he's doing mind reading. Later on, okay, and he must be some microphone setup, electronics and all. My father was in electronics department of this, so I knew a bit about micro cameras or whatever. And he must be having his agents everywhere to find out everything about everybody. Okay. Then first time I had seen he creating vibhuti from a distance. Oh, I had read enough about this. Okay. Okay, now I thought he'll make a watch here and there, and it's an everyday occurrence. All that was what I heard, read. Okay. Now, first darshan, and then we went to the administrative building. Okay, we were told that look, Bhagwan will have dinner with you. I said, okay, fine. Maybe he has it in his quarters, and now he's coming to us. I never knew it's a rare opportunity. Not no batch before and after ever had first day dinner with Bhagwan. Okay, so Swami will have dinner with you. I said, fine. I thought we literally buffet kind of thing. We'll go pick our food and we'll sit, and everything was cheap for me. But it's so embarrassing, I know. Fine. I said, I came down and said, Bhagwan will have, we will have dinner with Bhagwan. Nahi bol raha. I'm telling that Bhagwan will have dinner with us. Okay, Swami will have, Sai Baba will have dinner with us. I said, fine, man. Then the whole crowd had moved towards the hostel. Okay, I had already joined hostel. Okay, first day I had, we had dinner, of course, but I was the only guy in colored clothes. Okay, Swami, we were in the, there the tamarind tree. I was little near the tamarind tree. I was sitting Krishna statue, what we call. I was sitting there. The four quadrants were created. Swami's Jula was there, and I've edged. I never knew you should be sitting closer to the path. I got a place and I sat there. Okay, and I could see later on people were trying to see if they can occupy that space. I say, why are they squabbling for this space? Anyway, I sat. Swami came and first time he was looking at me and I said, looked into me. He said, where are you from? Very gentle voice. Oh my God, I can't forgive myself. Okay, I don't know whether I should call it sheer arrogance, pride,
Did he
ignorance, or
speak in
stupidity.
Telugu or English? Did he speak in
No,
Telugu or English? Okay.
English. Said, hey, where are you from? So soft, so sweet. I heard it clearly, but I want to reconfirm. But this arrogance, इसको बोलते हैं मस्ती चलनी. Okay, when it goes to wrong places, I asked my guy who was sitting beside me, what did he say? Oh, this is too much. Okay, Swami waited. That guy was not moving his eyes from Swami. Swami, he said, where are you from? I said, sir, I am from Secunderabad.
So
Sir,
you
I am from
said Swami
Secunderabad.
sir. You addressed
Sir.
him as sir.
Oh, yeah, and that it took a long time to get this Swami in me because I called it sir because he's the chancellor and Swami said like this and gently moved on. Okay, this was first brush with Swami. Fine. And I did not know I was the only student with whom he had spoken to in the entire batch that day, first day. I did not know my good fortune. And I came out and told my father. By then, my father was also listening to so many things about Swami. He had already come here twice before, and such. And he said he spoke to you. Okay, my father also not believer. How can he speak to you? Yeah, because A, we are not devotees. Second, we did not have a participation in Sevadal. Okay, and we were never contributing any amount. We never contributed any amount. Okay, to ashram or whatever. Okay, and those who really contribute are not seen there. Okay, so and why would he speak to us? Rather, he would have invested that couple of seconds with somebody else. Invested, sorry, wrong word, but he would have spent that 2 or 3 seconds with somebody else. I never knew that, but yeah, that day got over. We had good food, and I could see Brahmarpanam happening. All this was a thrilling experience. I had heard about it. By then, I had spent a couple of days at Prashantiyam. I know all this happens. So I was. The system was. I was getting familiar with the system slightly. I should not make loud noise. You should not speak loudly. I should be polite and gentle with everybody. But then in contrast with the background I had, okay. Um,
But
then
you're already in from an army school, so you are used to a disciplined life.
oh
How
yes, it
different
is.
did you find this discipline?
Rashtriya military schools prepare the students for NDA and IMA. Okay, we have the curriculum exactly like Indian Military Academy. Okay, our lecturers and teachers are all armed forces people. We have a 100-acre campus in Richmond town in Bangalore. We have 5 military schools that run directly at the army headquarters. And my batchmates or any of our seniors and juniors, we make at least very good army officers. Okay, so the entire curriculum from sixth class onwards is an army environment. I mean, on the lines of India or IMA. So we feel very
Sure.
comfortable once you go to,
Hmm.
okay, this is the kind of environment. Um, you can't break rules here. And if you're caught, forgiveness or an apology doesn't really work. The caught, ragda, punishment, punished. And I got punished once because I was holding fork on my left hand, in my left hand. I got punished for that. Fine, and that too immediately after lunch. Okay, so I just had lunch. So we're supposed to do PT start. Okay, at 2 o'clock sharp, and there, front roll, ragda, all this, frog jump and crawling and all. That's a package is there for this offense. This much package. So it's no mercy, no mercy. And we should never expect forgiveness. Also, sir, sorry, I apologize. Oh, good, you have done a good job by apologizing, but this punishment will happen. Right. So no forgiveness. Right. Okay. I come from that, and we should never break rules for the fear of the punishment. Okay. Now, in a quick contrast to this, there are rules even in the hostel, and I've noticed. Okay, big contrast. Okay, that even here rules were there, but nobody used to break the rules. I'll tell you the first day experience. Okay, what would happen in my school if it is a junior? Okay, we used to stand to okay in Saudhan attention in front of 2 years senior to us. Whereas here, I was allotted a room on the first floor. The warden gave chit, and you're supposed to go there. And uh, he told my dad, "Sir, you can carry on. He'll be all right, fine." Okay. So I said, I told my dad, "No, you carry on," because he had something else to look into. He left, and I was carrying my bucket and my suitcase to the first floor. I had already shifted my mattress was already there. Second row was supposed to. Then one person came. He said, "Can I help?" I said, "Oh, wow, nice. Probably an office boy or somebody." I said, "Yeah, sure, thank you." I gave it to him. He took it and helped me move my mattress also to my place and said, "Thank you very much." He said, "That's all right. Did you?" Then I asked, "What's your name?" Okay, I don't know if this guy will like it. He
No, you
said,
can,
he
you
told
can,
his
you can.
Kalluri Suresh.
Okay, okay, Suresh. Okay.
Okay, Kallur Suresh. Uh, I told Kallur Suresh, please forgive me. I told it in a couple of speeches like this also. Because I mistook you for an office boy there. Fine, he said that's all right, fine, yeah. Because I was in civilian courts, all were in mind. Okay, he had quickly changed. Then I said, okay, you're Suresh, fine. So uh, I'm which course have you joined? I said BSc first year. So he said I'm final year degree or something. He said, "Oh my God, you're a student here." I said, "Yeah, I'm a student." I thought now I'll pay for this because you can. In my earlier school, it would have been a massive ragging. I thought
You're
I'm done.
expecting a
I'm hooked
ragging
on the
kind of
first day.
environment.
Yeah, and I was expecting it. Okay, something will be there. Okay, I'm gone. What a way to begin my college here. Then he said, "Look, did you have your dinner?" Very politely, he said, "Did you have your dinner?" I said, "No. See, another 15 minutes, the dinner will close. All right. So you have a plate?" I said, "No, it's somewhere in the trunk. Don't worry." He told one of the boys, he said, he voluntarily gave his a plate and a tumbler to me. He said, "Go immediately have your dinner because it's too late after it closes. Then we'll have to take or talk to other search and all to arrange dinner for you." Okay, so you dinner and please wash it and give it to him. He knew that I don't know how to wash properly, but okay, he could guess that this guy is from a different environment. Okay, and I met him a couple of days later. I said, for that day, I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? Then I came to know that People are very helpful. There's nothing like ragging, and people are received like new family members coming into your fold, and that was very confusing for me. Okay, it was very confusing for many students also who came from very normal environments. Also, that there's so much of love, affection, accommodation, friendliness in the air. Okay, that it's very confusing actually. It's very confusing. How can this happen? And imagine he would have said, "Hey, come here, which batch, man?" He would have spoken to me like that, but he actually helped me. At 2 rounds, he helped me. He brought helped my mattress also up. Okay, and that was the common nature of almost all the people there. Okay, almost is a caution I'm using, but probably every person would have done that. Okay, he was the first person saw, and he first approached me. Okay, and that's how it begins. Um, yeah, the of course, yeah.
So
The
when
first
Bhagwan,
day I can't
so when
forget.
you saw Bhagwan coming to dinner, how was that dinner environment? Any memories of that dinner with him?
Yeah, I mean, I was also surprised to see jazz drums there. Okay, there were jazz drums and wonderful songs, and I could never. I thought I mistook the group to be a professional group initially. Then I could quickly conclude that they are wonderful singers there, and wonderful songs. I don't remember what songs were played, but 4 or 5 songs were played, and Swami sat there. He walked around, moved around, and that dinner was a wonderful dinner. I can never forget that. But amidst that environment, okay, but that episode of Swami speaking to me and then I calling him sir, okay, that marks the beginning. All right, but what happened next day was another thing. I That was the first day morning. I can't use the words we used to listen to if we are late at the roll call morning at the PT ground. Okay, but here first day सागर तट पर बैठे अकेला रटता तेरा नाम अनुज जलोटा अनुज
Yeah,
जलोटा या
we used to have early morning songs
yeah.
to wake us
I had
up
slept
in
early,
morning
so
5 o'clock.
yeah.
Yeah.
I slept by 10 o'clock. The so-called room leader said, "Okay, brothers, I'm switching on the light, switching off the light." Okay, and within a minute and a half, all unfolded their cupboards, opened their mattresses, flat. Okay, I too followed them. I went flat and had a very peaceful sleep. Imagine 1,000 and 1,200 people living in that hostel. Okay, you could listen to the breeze also. So much of peace around. All slept, and morning I felt I was not on earth. Okay, nice bhajans, very nice bhajan. This was the bhajan that was being played, and I woke up. Nobody called me. I woke up and saw people already dressed up in whites. Okay, all dressed up in whites, and a couple of them with their track pants, with a white shirt. A couple of them a light colored t-shirt, and but nobody was in the same dress that they slept in. Okay, with Vibhuti well in place, obviously they must have finished their morning ablutions also. Uh, I woke up and there was a gentle smile from the room leader. I don't forget who it is. I said, "See, if you want, you can come, but from tomorrow, it's a part of a curriculum. Okay, it's kind of compulsory. The words I remember is kind of compulsory." You said, "Sure, I'll come now. Take your time. Can join." I joined the first day, Suprabhatam. I went and sat upon it, check out how it all looks. Bonkaram was over by then. I freshed up and whatever and I sat there. But there was no forcing. You asked me this question, right? What is the difference between that regimentation, these rules and those rules? There it was in my earlier school. It was fear of violation. Now here it is fear of hurting Swami. If you violate, there is no punishment, no punishment for not attending Suprabhatam even today. It's 30 years since and no punishment. But just that a rule is there, we should follow it. And love of the rule, then it was fear of violation. Okay. We are supposed to go, so we'll go. So if I don't go, there's nobody asked that question. And it was always, especially the old students were, what will Swami, if Swami comes to know, what will happen? What will happen? He'll not like it. He'll not like it, I'll not do it. So there was, the whole system was encompassed with Swami in everything. His love, his presence. You could feel Swami in everything. I mean, even for a newcomer, For a newcomer, I could feel Swami's presence in almost everything they did. I mean, a million times you would hear Sairam. Okay, you don't know somebody's name, Sairam. Okay, you want to call somebody Sairam. Hello, Sairam. Goodbye, Sairam. I don't like this, Sairam. Sairam. I don't like this. Okay, Sairam, I'm grateful to you. Okay, I'm leaving now. That's Sairam. So for everything, a different with a small modulation, Sairam was the everything in thought, word, and deed, and he never said it Sairam for the heck of it. Okay, and this was the students. And imagine students of first year degree, 18 years, 17 years, 19 years, 20 years. Okay, these were the students who were using with all that sincerity of my life. That was a great experience. Then I used to wait for this morning hours, early morning, superb bhajans, fresh in the morning. Okay, dim lights. Not all the lights were on. Only one light used to be on. Okay, so that was a different experience. Hostel was.
Wonderful.
I mean,
I'm
I
sure.
can write a
I'm sure
big
that
chapter, a big book on
yeah, that impression,
hostel
initial
experience.
impression, is most critical in life, and it really carries through most of that's the impressions. Okay, let us hear then your major interaction with Bhagwan when happened. I believe you got an interview or something.
No, it happened like this. Uh, the small instances happened at Parthi. Okay, for 6 months I was at Parthi. We were supposed to actually go to Brindavan. My name was on the Brindavan list. Okay, we were retained in Parthi because Swami said, "Okay, let them be here for 6 months. They'll come here."
Yeah,
Okay,
your
next six
batch,
months.
your batch was held up in Parthi for 6 months,
Yes,
and then
yes,
you
yes,
moved.
yes.
Yeah.
Then we moved. Okay,
Hmm.
this first 6 months, very small instances happened. Like Swami suddenly came into a class one day. Okay. Even those days in 1987, Swami coming into a classroom was unheard of. Okay, Swami
Yes.
was conducting Swami would never disturb a class setting. He would never come towards when so because they knew the entire attention will focus. Swami is in the campus, there will be disturbance. So he would never do that. Okay, but this time it was a free class. Something had happened, and we had a zero class. And in the audio visual room, I was sitting. I and 7 or 8 others. Raghunath Sharma also was there. Okay, Satya and others were. We were okay. We were in
Raghu
a
mentioned.
Raghunath Sharma, who mathematics department, high
Yeah, he
management.
came. He mentioned that also. Yeah. Hmm.
Swami walked into the audiovisual room, and for me, Swami was a hero. Yeah. I mean, he holds everybody's attention. He is running the place. Great guy. I mean, you should have such a huge real estate, and the way he's managing things, superb. I mean, hats off. Great guy. But God did and all. I mean, I never thought I'll ever see him as God ever. Impossible. And I was also thinking that he did a mistake of life. That I'm not a devotee. I suspect him. Probably I'm going to create history by exposing this man. Okay. Probably my purpose for life for life is here. Okay, because anyway, my studies are going nowhere. I won't be very successful in life, anyways. Probably this is my opportunity to you know okay, how can he call me here? Okay, that was the thing. Anyway, he walked into the classroom. We were discussing. The last sentence was Kupuswami sir was telling, Dinkar, you say you had visited RSS shakhas, you have some position on whatever it is. I said, yes, sir. Because one thing, integrity non-compromisable. If I believe in something, I believe in something. I'll say that because of this environment, I'm not going to change my beliefs. Okay, Swami secular. I mean, I don't know what secular is all about. Yeah, there are all the religious symbols are there, but I told him that look, he also shows a lotus symbol that go above religions. Okay, so he's never telling follow all religions. I never heard this. I mean, later on also never heard. I never read much till then. I said, but Swami gave lakhs of rupees to a mosque also. Immediately my answer was that yeah, Swami says, I give you what you want now, so that you are prepared to listen to what I want to say you tomorrow. I quoted that part of Swami. He said, Dinkar, you prepare your argument very well. I know. This discussion was going on. Swami walked in along with Mr. Saram, the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor. Kupuswamy sir lost his health. I mean, there was nervousness in him. He was shivering out of confusion and trepidation. I mean, he said, Swami, his mouth was not opening and his words were trembling. And he walked in. What is happening? Swami said. The Swami class was happening. It was a free class. So we were engaging in some, I was having some questions. We were all asking some questions to him, and this used to happen very often. If you have a free class, he used to not louse around anywhere. You catch hold of some lecturer, you can clarify something, or go to the library and read up something or whatever. And I really liked him because even to this day, that academic environment is there. Okay. So Swami said, "Hey, where are you from?" Now, we were discussing religion there. Okay. And the light of Ram Janmabhoomi was hot in the environment. Okay, it was every day's newspaper. It was about this, and Swami had just entered this, and he said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Somebody said Chennai." Where are you from? This Raghunath Sharma said he's from Pamdi. Okay, where are you from? He asked me, "Where are you from?" Sir, I am from Secunderabad. He said, "Sir, I am from Secunderabad." He repeated that. For the second time, I was addressing him, "Sir." Okay, then he asked Chennai, then Delhi, whoever, you are from Lucknow. Yes, sir. Then he turned towards him and said, "Anta Manavalle, all are our people." Okay. Later on, after Swami leaves, Kupu Swami is telling Dinkar, remember this word. He walked into a class of this kind, which is not a class, but we were having an informal discussion, clarification. We were discussing of religions, and Swami says, "Anta Manavalle, all are my people, all are our people." He did not say my people, is all are our people. Okay, but remember, everything Swami says is in a spiritual plane. For me, the most exciting thing was I called him, "Sir, I am from Secunderabad." "Sir, Secunderabad." Okay, he said that, and he walked out. Okay, for me it was wow. We could see him once again. Fine. So it was like excitement that I turned a big fan of his. Correct word is fan.
No,
Really,
you're
no,
not a not a devotee,
I'm
but a
choosing
fan of
a fan. Oh,
fan
well,
of
I
Bhagawan.
liked him. Really liked him. Super. Okay, but
Hmm.
I'll tell you, the journey uh, towards him would be through the heart. If I use my brains, what little brain I had then, it was much smaller than what I have now. Okay, so so nothing would work. And gradually, I had developed an affection towards him. Okay, a kind of affection which I can never describe. The, the amount, the depth, the
So tell us
measure.
about your first interview now, because
Yeah,
that was more. I'm just curious to hear that.
yeah. Yeah, I said then the focus shifts to a couple of things happened here in Prashanti. We had seen many times Bhagawan, but once I'll tell you one instances before the real action happened. I mean, this was preparation for the conditioning camp or whatever. Total thing was unleashed in the second semester when I went to Vrindavan.
In
Here, what
Vrindavan.
happened?
Okay.
One in Vrindavan. But before going there, one small incident happened here. I used to sit wherever I get a place, but I used to never crave for front row or whatever because I thought, can see we can see Baba from anywhere. Big deal. We were supposed to go there, and I used to really like seeing him. Yeah, okay, nice man. Okay, see him. Okay, and nice place to sit for 1.5 hour and finish your between darshan and bhajan. 1.5 hour you can finish your work, and there is a good study time. Swami came for one fine darshan time. Swami came towards the ladies' gents, and then he came towards that. That Sarvadharma circle was there those sands days,
Hmm. Correct.
and the
Hmm.
path used to get really narrow. Okay, and I was sitting that narrow place. Okay, uh, he came closer. He stopped. He took the photograph of one person, and he was signing it. Then I looked back, and it was just half a feet down, sands, Swami's feet. Swami's feet was there, and then between the last two toes, there was a granule of sand stuck there. Oh my God, those who have touched Swami's feet, once again you can't describe. So soft like a rose petal, so smooth. You don't want to touch it because you might hurt it. Okay, and I had a boxing practice in military school, and I was hands were really tough. A sports career was there, sports activity was there. I too did not want to touch it. Then I just want to touch it once gently. Then I seeing that granule there. Then how can I remove it without hurting him? I thought he's busy signing that. Let me do some good work here. I tried to remove it because I'm sure it will go inside, and might hurt there. I gently managed to remove it without hurting him much. I removed it. By then, Swami hit me on the head like that. I looked up, and this I don't know how time flew. I must have taken quite a bit of time. I don't want to. measure it in seconds or minutes because this time cannot be measured. But I just looked up. He gave a smile. Ah, the world stopped for me there. Oh, what a smile, yeah. I mean, I don't know. My English is good. I'm not finding words. Such a beautiful smile, such a gentle smile, such a loving smile. There was tenderness of a infant in his face, and the love of a mother, and invitation of a friend, and warmth of a guru or a teacher, and everything in that one smile. He smiled, he looked at me for some time, then he moved off. Instinctly, okay, there's something from within me covered my face, that don't see anything else now. I just covered my face. I sat there, all turned towards the left because Swami moves forward and everybody turns. I remained there like that for some time. Okay, after some time bhajan started, and then after that some time the darshan got over. Kailash Kumar touched me. Yes, sir. uh, what hit you? He asked me. As a retired colonel, he asked me, what hit you? I don't know, sir. I don't know what happened. I mean, he could understand what I had have gone through in that second. He, a matured old man, he knew what's. Then he patted my
Mr.
cheeks and
Kailash
said,
Kumar, Mr. Kailash Kumar was our English professor at the university. Yeah,
"He's a colonel, a
correct.
retired colonel or a retired major, whatever,
Yeah,
from
he was
army
an army
education,
officer.
army officer." Okay, he could notice that this guy that fell through the spine and that okay, that was his first brush to see the undescribable beauty of dignity. Fine, I said, I want to see more of him. Yeah, I want to see more of him. Just see him. Okay. And that radiant face, I still can't forget. 1987, how many years now? Must be 30 plus. What, 87, 97, 2007, 17, 23 years. I still can't forget that face. One
Let,
look.
yes.
Yeah, then of course many small and big incidents happened. We moved to tribe, the Brindavan. Brindavan,
Let me show some pictures here for people before you go to Vrindavan now. So I think you had this is
all this
summer
happens
course
in
now,
Brindavan.
Vrindavan, right?
Yeah,
But this is
all
Parthi.
this in
When
Brindavan.
no, this is Parthi.
After coming
When
back
you,
to
I think
Patti.
this is birthday time, right?
Yeah, this is in my second year, I guess. I'll tell you, at first,
See, this picture, I would like people to know exactly. You can get a view of that era, how we used to sit for a birthday. So
yeah,
you can see there is there is an entrance for Bhagwan. This side.
yeah,
This side is Swami's bhajan hall and the interview room, and that's how we used to sit. And all the birthday boys would sit here in line. And I guess it's your birthday, and you are carrying the tray for Bhagwan, right? So,
yeah,
Dinkar, any memories of that? Sure, please share.
yeah. Now the focus shifts to Brindavan.
Hmm.
We were moved to Brindavan. Okay.
Yeah,
In Tribe Vrindavan, we had all gone to first day, first darshan. Darshan was over. We were supposed to go to Tribe Vrindavan, and there were only 90 students there, including our batch after we reached. There were only 90 students in Tribe Vrindavan, Vrindavan those days. Okay, 1987, 88. Second semester was 88. Um, all had rushed to sit around Bhagwan's chair in Tribe Vrindavan. All right. I went and sat behind Swami's chair. All right, I was thinking why people, running towards the chair, and we can sit anywhere. After all, he's there for us. He'll be sitting for some time. We'll listen to him. And Vrindavan experience was the first. By then, people were checking out what happens in Vrindavan, what happened. I was very low in my GK. Okay, so we're going to sit. Okay, all of that. Um, then the chorus began. Okay, I was familiar to this. When we have to request something to Swami, we come to an understanding. We together ask. Can't ask individually. So Swami, please speak. Okay, around 7ish, probably around this time, cool weather. Swami, please speak, Swami, please speak, Swami. And Swami had just arrived from Puttaparthi. Swami said, nahi, nahi, aaj nahi raha, not today. Okay. No, Swami, please speak, Swami. And I had seen this for the first time where Swami is saying, no, not today. And it's like, I've just come back from my final examination. Now today I'm not going to touch anything. I'll only watch TV kind of stuff. What we do? Swami was doing the same thing. This man is cool, I thought. And then said, yeah, no, ask baat nahi karega. Then he said, translator nahi hai, he said. There's no even if I speak, there's no translator. Translator nahi hai. Okay, then also, no, Swami again. And this chorus, I was sitting behind Swami's chair. Okay. I just muttered in my own mouth. I'll translate Swami. Just muttered. Probably even I did not hear properly. Then Swami takes a U-turn, 180 degrees. He looks directly into my face like that. He says, "Kya bola raha?" I mean, even now, Swami coming that close and asking that question, it can scare you. I said, "Kya bola raha?" I said, "No, nothing, Swami." And I lied many times on Swami's face. I said, "I didn't say anything, Swami." Okay, he said, "Nahi, bolo." No, Swami, I didn't say anything. He looked at me and said, "Bolo raha, you'll translate my talk." I kept quiet. Now it's caught. Okay. Hmm. Then he looked towards VK Narasimhan. Okay, he was sitting beside me. He said, "Look, the boy's confidence." In fact, I was a guy who was, throughout my life, had very less confidence in myself. He said, "Look at the boy's confidence, courage." Hmm. Hmm. He translated my talk. He's a journalist, Swami said, and then turned back. No, this is it. See, this is where Swami does a mistake. Okay, how can I be a journalist? I'm his student. 6 months I was there in his own college at Parthi. He forgets that. Now he's telling I'm a journalist. He saw me at least 700-800 times. Okay, so how can he say I'm a journalist? I mean, that was kind of one more confirmation saying that, see, we create a god and we start believing him. This is no god. I mean, he can fire anywhere, anywhere. See, I'm a
So
journalist.
you took it as an example for your own conviction, right?
Yeah. So, okay, and one more thing which will I'm vindicated that look, he's no god. He just simply uh, Swami then took Aarti, went off, whatever happened that day. Then this weekend, Narasimhan asked me, which newspaper do you work for? I said, no, I'm first year BSc. And then, V.K. Narasimhan was a renowned
Yes,
journalist. Okay,
yes.
he was heading Indian Express during the time of emergency, I guess, and he later on became Sanatan Sarthi editor and amazing kind of journalist. The journalist fraternity admires him big time. Okay, okay. We left it at that. All right. Now, I shall tell you what happened in this connection.
Hmm.
Okay. 4 years later, I would leave Parthi. Okay. I come out to apply for MBA. All right. I fill in the application form. That is the last day for MBA in Osman University. I put the application form. That guy says, 4 o'clock, time up, I won't take it. But the boss, it's just 4:20. Yeah, but who knew it will close at 4 o'clock? I thought it was some 6 o'clock at any government office or university will close at 5 o'clock. No, we have given you the newspaper. Oh, who reads your newspaper? Yeah, 4 o'clock. No, I'm not taking it. You're spoiling my 1 year, boss. Why don't you take it? Then I had already studied Puttaparthi, Swami's college. I then thought, okay, he's expecting something. They said, I can pay you something. He said, don't do all that. You give it in the next counter. Okay, how does it matter? I went to the next counter and gave it to him. He put a counterfoil and gave me the counterfoil saying that your examination date and date is there. And I said, fine, thank you. Whichever counter takes it is fine. I came, there was some time for me to prepare. I prepared and went and sat. And in the entrance time, I was seeing that all questions were about some strange question paper. I attempted and I was answering quite a bit of the whole. Quite a bit. I mean, almost every entire paper I was answering very well, but there seemed to be some disconnect. I said, "Excuse me, I had applied for MBA. I think it's a wrong question paper which come to me." That guy went to the corridor, spat his pan parag, came inside and said, "Look, we have applied for journalism. Do you want to continue this or you want to leave it and go?" I had applied for MBA. Yeah? No, this is journalism. See, tick mark here, seal also here, university seal. Okay, give man. I finished this thing, and as the last get to get selected because I never prepared for journalism. I just scraped it. Okay, but the last in the merit list, I got into journalism. I got into journalism. I enrolled into journalism. Later on, I get my master's in journalism. I become a journalist. Okay, and I never realized that. Then I realized that Swami had said that he's a journalist. I don't know whether things happened because he said it or because he said it, things happen. I don't know whichever way. Okay, I become a journalist. I could have become a hotelier. I could have become a banker. I could have become armed forces. I could have become any damn thing. But where is journalism? So one of the hundred options that were there. And I become a journalist. Okay,
So
now
whatever he said came true.
it came true. And imagine BSc first year. Okay, and I changed to Swami asked me to change over to BA later. Okay, I changed to BA, and that changing over to BA helps me clear this entrance examination for journalism. I clear journalism entrance. I become a journalist. I take up a master's in journalism, mass communication part, so-called mass communication later on. I even work for a newspaper. Yeah, so the first semester there was even full, but here something beautiful happened. On the second day, Swami calls. Now I managed to sit. Okay, now action has begun. I has to manage to sit hook or crook by force or whatever. Has to rush in and manage to make a space near Swami's feet. Okay, the four or five students who used to be aggressively gunning for those 4 5 coveted seats near Swami's feet. Okay, one was Raghunath Sharma, other was Dhanraj, myself, the Ratan brothers. Okay, I was like, since my BSc is anyway going south, I don't think I'll be continuing here. But whatever little time, let me make it close to the lotus feet. Yeah, exactly. That's the picture. That was the setting. So make it straight towards his feet. When Swami used to say, get into Traya Vrindavan, I used to shoot up like, I used to rush. I mean, like a, should I say, like a bullet has to go. Okay,
So just
there's one
just to
instances when
interrupt, I would like the viewers to know when the boys are talking about Trey session, this is the feel of it. This is exactly what was called as a Trey session. Everybody, Swami is sitting on a jula, and this is a circular hall, kind of a semicircle, and everybody sits there. And this is not a too big a hall to accommodate all the students and the lecturers and the invited guests. So everybody has to really squeeze in. So that is what Dinkar brother is telling us, that when Bhagwan would indicate, come in, and people would rush in. So this is what the Trey session is. And when he said about Dinkar, you told about sitting behind. So you're kind of
behind it,
behind
yeah.
the jula,
Yeah, yeah, that jhula was not
watching
there. It
Swami.
was actually those days,
It
it
was a
was a
chair.
rotating chair. Yeah,
Chair, yeah, it was a chair
yeah.
before. So he was sitting behind the chair. Okay, please carry on. Sorry, I just wanted to give the
Yeah.
feel to people.
So I
Please.
sat on the left of, towards the left feet of Swami. Okay, and you just keep this picture. If you can see the pictures, Sunil Naran, my batchmate, okay, was sitting somewhere near this person with bald head here. Okay, he's sitting somewhere here. All right, and Swami said, "Hey, Narang, idhar aao." It was common those days that such size students, such a high school student used to be top scorers in the CBSE. I think I guess it's still now the same thing.
Oh,
Okay,
they are still
wonderful
doing the
marks
same.
here. Yeah, still doing the best scores. I mean, envy of many other schools. All right, here. 98%, 99%, 100% was a common occurrence. Okay, nobody used to be surprised. Fine. And almost all the students, not just a couple of students were doing well, all the students used to do extremely well. What happened was this guy was all India number one in sciences or something, I don't know. Okay, commerce or science, whatever. Okay, he looked to first day. Swami looked towards me down. He said, "Hey, whom do you want, Siddhi Sai Baba or Satya Sai Baba?" I took a moment's pause and see. He gave this man gave me a seat here, and Siddhi Sai Baba is a confirmed God. So what do I say? And they say he's an incarnation of. So what do I say? I said. I need both. So I thought that was a diplomatic answer. And Swami said, selfish, very selfish. Okay, then what was the correct answer? Okay, then he called Narang. Narang Idrao. Okay, Narang came. All India number one. Narang said, yes, Swami. Okay, then he said this. Celebrate. Narang took Padnamaskar. Then he asked Narang, whom do you want? Sri Sai Baba or said, I want you, Swami. Okay. Swami, I remember very well. This time Swami had extended his hand so much so that his robe goes behind. He created, now you can see this, he created something like this, closed his hands and opened. I could clearly see from here a small ring comes out. Okay, as sitting right in front of below his hand. Okay, so you could position camera though that very well. Just looking up and I could see the hand, this happening. Okay, created. There came Sidi Sai Baba's picture there. He said he showed it to me. Then it was gold embossed. He put it on Narang's finger, and great people here. This culture was samskar, He immediately again touched the feet of Swami, kissed Swami's feet, and then I said, okay, carry on. My cheap way of thinking was like, I should have also said only one name. I would have also got some gold piece here. Okay, I was seeing that the value of I haven't now. It's time I can confess here openly because I could not grow more than that. What can I do? Okay, that was the level of growth that time. And I said, oh well, gold ring, yeah, gold ring. Naran got a gold ring. I should have said I would have also gone home and shown that I had at least this much in the three. Fine. This happened. The next day, by then I was this conversation was going on. I mean, this was a very crucial case. Okay, Swami would create somebody's ill health. Hey, mother not well. Come here, all will be fine. He created Vibhuti, then has to clearly see, and then Swami used to say, that second day, Swami said, he gave him Vibhuti, he took the hanky, wiped, and he looked at me and said, Emankuntunavra, so what are you thinking? Then I suddenly thought, oh my God, does he know that I am suspecting him? Anumanam Nunda. He said, are you having a doubt? Okay, then I thought, how does he know what I'm thinking? Anni etla telustunayi anukuntunnava. You're worried. How is that I'm coming to know everything? But now, oh my God, even thinking is a problem. He's knowing everything. Okay, then I mean, whatever I think, he would give an answer to it. Okay, there's no exaggeration because I thought it was mind reading. Later on, I go to enroll into a master's degree in psychology. There's nothing like mind reading. Nobody can read a mind. Okay, there's no science which says that I can read other person's mind or even find out what he's thinking. It's not possible. You can roughly guess what he's thinking, but this was precise, word to word. Okay, he was finding out everything that was happening in my, not once, not twice, but for dozens of days sitting there, he could tell what I was thinking and link it to my past and present. Okay, this even God can't do, I'll tell you. Only Swami can do that. And then I said, my God, he's coming to know everything I think. Anni Tilsura, Anni Tilsu, Anni Tilsunaku. Three times. That means I know everything. I know whatever I think, the answer is coming there. Or next day, what happens? 3-4 days pass off. Um, Swami was giving vibhuti to somebody. Swami called him. This time, Swami pulled his hand up. Okay. He looked at me, smiling. Then he looked at again, made vibhuti and said, "Sprinkle vibhuti." This time, he did not take the hanky. And then he gently put his hand down. I could see that vibhuti was only here. All my doubts were getting clear that this is creation because this creation was vibhuti creation was one of the biggest block in my mind as to what's happening there. Okay, then later on I'll tell you some amazing things happened. Um, Dhanraj was a guy who got interviews. See, interviews used to happen when 11 and 12. When devotees used to get interviewed, a student also used to get interviewed. So people had to miss that one class and, of course, make it up later on. Miss that one class, come here. I mean, they're supposed to rush back to the classroom. Okay. So hostels used to be kind of closed. Right? He came back and first break, Dhanraj got an interview. We all came together. It's a common practice that immediately after interview or immediately after darshan, people come together. If Swami spoke to somebody, we all find out what happened, what did he say, what happened. Whatever Swami said, every guy gets a different meaning out of it, different answer to it, or whatever. We he came closer to him, and this Dhanraj was telling that Swami gave me this ring, and we all took blessings of it. We touched it. Fine. We went to Tray Vrindavan in the evening. Okay, we were seated, and then Swami said, Dhanraj, idhar aao. Dhanraj came. Look, Dhanraj, I told you something. Did you follow it? Till then, I was seeing this sweet, loving, gentle, friendly, sober, absolutely pigeon-like kind of Swami there. This was a different thing I see. What did I tell you? Uh, Mr. told so many things. This guy was drawing blank. I said, show me that ring. He took that ring. Did you show it to everybody? He said, yeah. I was very magnanimous. Yeah, I showed it to everybody, Swami. Hey, Andar Chustiremra, did everybody see? Yes, Swami, we all nodded our head. I told him not to show it to anybody. And he said, he did not nod at all. Tell me, I told you not to show it to anybody. Yes, Swami. See, obviously, these things have a lot of significance, a lot of importance. I don't know, we don't then or probably now we can never give full value to what he has said probably. Then I told you, then why did you show? Then he brought it out front of me. He kept it like this. He blew 3 times. I could actually see at this distance this evaporating and getting into thin air. Not me, 90 students were witness to this. I was awestruck, the jaw open, and Swami liked that expression on my face because I was stark naked here. Because all students, they knew this can happen. They knew bigger things have happened. For me, oh my God, oh my God, it vanished. Okay, then he gave a smile like as if trying to, fellow, you keep watching the many things to come for you. Okay, then he called Narang. Oh, Narang got this ring a week back. I mean, if I were Narang, I would not give it back. Give me a ring. No, 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 no. Boss, I'm going now. Okay, I said, no, no, Narang, don't give it back. Then I was thinking with him. He came. The moment I think like that, he would look at me with his, the side of the eye. Narang came. Give me a ring. I said, no, 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 Narang, don't. Narang beautifully gave it. He showed it to me. It's the same ring which I. Okay. Then he blew it 3 times. I could see that gold embossed Sirdi Sai Baba transforming into Satya Sai Baba there with the hair. He still has that. No. This was the silence. My mouth opened. Okay, I never knew. Swami gave another. Now this smile was very different, mischievous and slightly kind of alerting me. Boss, okay, you're dealing with somebody else now. He gave it to Nara. He said it. Both guys went off. Then looks into my eyes and says, సిట్టింగ్ హియర్ ఒక్కసారి ఊదితే నువ్వు ఇక్కడ కూర్చొని అబ్బాయి నుంచి అమ్మాయి కూడా అయిపోయి బాయ్ నుంచి గర్ల్ అయిపోతావు ఊదనా లిటిల్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ సిట్టింగ్ హియర్ ఇఫ్ ఐ బ్లో అట్ యూ వన్స్ యూ విల్ బికమ్ ఎ గర్ల్ షల్ ఐ ఓకే ఈవెన్ ఫర్ ఎ జోక్ యుడ్ సే ఓకే ట్రై వన్స్ okay, would you dare? Fine. After this, I said, no, Swami, no. I was sitting right near his feet. I said, no, Swami. Everything was happening within 1.5 feet radius, 1.5 feet. This distance, everything was happening right. I said, no, Swami. I caught hold of Swami's feet. I said, no, 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 Swami, no, 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 no. But Swami was laughing like a small kid. Okay, seeing my desperation. Because I came in for studies here because okay, what will I go home and tell? Oh, you came back like this fellow. Okay, and then with a great difficulty, I got a seat here. I won't get a seat in Anantapur. Another confusion. Okay, because gender problem. Oh, man, anything can happen. By now, I was fear setting, real fear. Oh, who knows? What can you tell him after something goes wrong? Okay, Swami took a deep breath. I said, Swami, no. I held his hand. His hands are so strong. The soft ankle of his. I was holding Swami's ankle. I said, no, Swami, Swami, Swami. Both the ankles. And then Swami was laughing and said, start karo. These guys started bhajan. Behind me only a harmonium, tabla, oh, it started. I don't remember which bhajan was going on. I was holding my breath, and Swami was laughing all through two or three bhajans. I don't know how many ever happened, but was that was most fearful moments of my life. Swami was enjoying every bit of it. Swami stood
I
up and
believe
we began.
I believe Bhagawan also gave you that letter reading experience. That was interesting for you.
Which one? The couple of letter readings.
Reading letters.
Yeah, I'll just come to that. Okay, then
Hmm.
Swami stood up and he tapped my head and went off. Okay, and 2 days subsequent to that, okay, this letter reading experience happened. Okay, now it didn't happen to, I didn't read the letters, but actually I was all the time thinking that he carries so many letters. That's a good way to give hope and confidence to people. That's why he's doing it. Okay, but I heard many things that even before you write letters, Swami comes to know about it. Okay. Um, yeah. Uh, the bundle of letters used to come there. It kept on the right side. All right. In a tray there. Okay. Two bundles around of this size. Okay. Two bundles of letters used to be kept there all the time. I thought I don't know where these people will be, where these letters will be going to the dustbin or whatever. I had then later come to my own experience and also many other experience that Swami reads, doesn't have to read, he knows what is there in the letter all the time. All right. So before you tell what happened to my letter, see this happens. Um, I was sitting in the second row this time. I missed that opportunity to sit near his feet. I was sitting in second row. Okay, little away, maybe 4 feet away from Swami's chair. They're looking at me and said, "Hey, oh, letter nikalo ra." Looking at me, he was asking the person who was diagonally on the other side to the letter nikalo ra. And he was telling that, look, this person has applied for US visa. US visa confirmation is he sent the letter to US and he has given a copy to Swami. Okay, then this person opens the letter and said, "Yes, sir, Swami, US visa confirmation." Okay, now look at this. He has kept 500 rupees in it. Oh, you remove that letter. Fifth letter you remove. 10th letter you remove. Sixth letter you remove. That below that blue, here, this is happening behind this side. Okay, not exactly behind, but slightly to the diagonal. And he was pinpointedly telling about each letter and each letter, whatever was there. Okay, ఇంకొక letter చూడు అది మలయాళంలో రాశారు. In fact, Malayalam script. Okay, yes, Swami Muller prepared. Then you'd say, look, there are another small paper in which there's a lawyer notice. Okay, this fellow did. I told him not to marry that typist. She had typed many people before, but he did not want to take my permission. He got married. Now it has come to divorce, and he sent the divorce letters to me for blessings. Okay, divorce will happen, but all this was avoidable. Okay, now that was there in it. Okay, this person is having a trouble with his son. He wrote that letter also. Okay, then his wife has scolded him. He's having a fight. All these things, mundane matters, which any person writes, that his family troubles or promotion troubles or health troubles. Okay, health troubles. All ఇతనికి actually రిపోర్ట్లు బాగా వచ్చినాయి కానీ భయపడిపోయి రాశాడు. His reports are good now. He has already written a letter to me. Once he goes to Dharwad, his reports will be nice. He's panicking and he wrote a letter to me.
So
Exactly that used to be.
all that he's telling you is looking at you. He's telling, and things are happening at the
He's
back of
speaking,
you.
yeah, he's looking at me this side and speaking while all those things are happening. Are literally coming. Yes, Swami, he wrote like this. That guy, two or three boys were speaking that they were telling, yes, Swami, this happened. Look, he has given 500 rupees. Okay, I did not want to take it, but today is his last day. He's going off. Okay, and he waited for a very long time. Okay, he gave that. I don't take money. Okay, Swami said that I don't take money. And in fact, once instance I had seen once a devotee, a bundle of money, he had kept it in a packet and he was giving. Swami didn't touch it. And I was right beside him and Swami said, Nene Ichananko, just think I have given it to you. Then I was wondering what was there. Later on, I see that there was a bundle of money over there. And Swami didn't touch that. Okay, so all this was going on. And then I could see that every letter he would tell before itself or what was there. I thought, if I also write letter, will he be able to tell? I just straight thought. I had to just think, and that next day or next couple of days something would happen. Okay, and it exactly happened like that also. Now, before
You
my
know,
first
once
interview happened,
somebody, once somebody asked Swami, said, "Swami, do you really read?" One of the brothers mentioned it here. that, Bhagwan, do you really read letters, all the letters? He said, I don't need to read letters. I am the one writing them.
Okay.
And I just
Okay.
remembered that line of Bhagwan, I don't need to read the letters. I am the one writing them. What a beauty of connectivity which Bhagwan shows by a small example. Such a beautiful word. Sorry, please carry on.
No, no, I'll tell you the incident that is going to come now. It actually reinforces that only. Okay, I had written a letter to Swami saying that everybody is writing letter also. Let me also write a letter because used to have a constant sinus headache. I did not know it was sinus. Okay, the doctors used to say it is beta allergen, beta allergen, whatever. No injections were given in my nose, and all kinds of treatments were happening. It was affecting my health a lot and affected me a lot in big way. Health was majorly because of this. Okay, then I wrote a letter, Swami. Every time I have allergy throughout throughout the year, please give me some. Please help me. I just wrote, please help me. Okay, sir. What can he do? Why will he do what all happened? What can he do? Why will he do also even if he can? I wrote the letter and I sat in the lines. Morning darshan used to be outside Traya Vrindavan. Okay, in front of Traya Vrindavan. Okay. Normally I used to never sit because I wrote the letter. I used to sit. What I used to see was see all the time I knew very well that Swami was not interested in me. It was a fluke or chance or mistake that I joined his college. So I used to stand. I used to like his style, the way he used to carry that grace, that jet, everything I used to like a lot. So I used to four rows people used to sit after coming out of Tribhuvan. Four rows people used to sit. Another four rows people used to stand. So I used to stand behind in the last, and from between the heads, I used to look at Bhagwan. Because, hey, why will Swami look at me? I should look at Bhagwan. Okay. So all the time it was, I didn't care whether you look at me, but I want to look at you. Okay. Then I should take first darshan right from when he used to come out of Traya Vrindavan. Okay. That ornate thing around the door. I'll tell you, even heaven will not have such a beautiful door here. Okay. Imagine 7:38 in the morning in Vrindavan, Bangalore. Beautiful door, 7 or 8 steps. And from as the door opens gently, as if the clouds are making way. Okay, and from there, Swami is slightly gliding out and standing little above that. Around that rosewood carving, and then Swami there. It's a scene I'll tell you, even a fellow who does not believe in Vaikuntha will say, if there is a heaven, it is here, it is here, it is here. Okay, beautiful. Then, as the cloud descends, Swami would descend there. It was, I mean, I don't know how to whistle. I've done whistle dial, I'll tell you. Luckily, I did not know whistle. It was classic scene. I was awestruck at it. He came and I used to go behind everybody, first have a darshan there, then duck down, walk 10 feet, and again have a darshan here, duck down, walk 10 feet, again have a darshan. I used to have 3 or 4 darshans, and then he used to go towards the public. Okay, this happened 2 or 3 times. Then suddenly one day Swami stopped. All people looked, and when they looked, I looked behind, looking at me. Who was he referring to? Nobody was behind me. I never realized that I was the last guy. I mean, I knew I was the last guy, but who is he calling? He won't call me. He said, come here. He said, deers us taraf hai. There are deers that side. You know, there was a deer park after. The deer us taraf. तुम deer नहीं है. तुम इधर ही है. Okay. Jump मत करो. एक जगह पे ठहरो. Hmm? Don't move. Okay, no, you
don't,
don't. I
don't
was
don't jump
more.
around. Don't jump around like deers. Be in
There
one
is
place.
leave one place. Okay, I said, okay. So again, it was still coming, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, just wait. He knew this fellow is not looking at me as any divine being or whatever. He is awestruck at my style. It was very obvious. All right, now this happened, and I wrote a letter. Okay, I wrote a letter, and I now this time I was sitting. After 2 days, I was sitting in the front, and I was giving it to Swami. Swami came. He took the letter and said, "Hey," he hit the letter on my head and said, "No allergy, no allergy. It's not allergy. You don't have energy." I said, "Come on." It never occurred to me that I had written. I'm suffering from allergy, which is causing my nostril blockage. Okay. I never realized that he had already known what was there in that, but he was telling no, it's not allergy, it is no energy. He must be simply telling like that because he's playing the words. But then, how does he know what is there in the letter? Okay. The next day morning, he would say, "I will give you the medicine." I said, "Boss, you gave me a seat. That's more than enough. You speak to me a couple of times. That's also more than enough. But why will you do all that to me? Because it's too much of expectation." I never took it seriously. Also, that he would never give me a medicine because by then what he had already given was I don't deserve it. I felt okay. A place, the environment, the kind of education was so wonderful. And then he was talking to me now and then. I used to get an opportunity to sit near his feet and look at him from a close proximity. I never thought he would ever give me a medicine. Now this time he said, "I'll give medicine." And then 3 days later, I got into a squabble. I get into a squabble with a guy who were dashing towards Swami's chair. Okay, there was some friction, and I fought with this guy. Okay, I fought with this guy because running towards Swami's chair, and argument was too much for Parthi standards. But here I was, look, man, you're dealing with the wrong guy, and that was also showing fingers against me. This happened in very private call. Okay, because we're all dashing towards this, there was friction getting closer to it. Okay, and then this happened 15 minutes before we got into Tribunal, and Swami was nowhere there. Swami came and said, earlier also people used to have jealousies, all want to get closer to Bhagawan. Okay, this happened in Treta Yuga, this happened in Dwapara Yuga, this happens all the time. Okay, but he gave a big talk on that, but most of it I was not connecting much with him. But I came to know that I have to be close to him because whatever few days are there, because my I will be kicked out because of my poor studies. Okay, so after that speech, a kind of reconciliation happened. That I I wrote a letter to Swami. I'm getting into very restless argumentative mode has come up into me. I'm sorry. I'll not repeat it. Today's incident is the last incident. I'll never get into squabbles. I wrote that letter. I wrote that letter, folded, and came out of my room. It was 10:30. By 10:15, lights were supposed to be off in Vrindavan those days. At 10:30, I was the only light on, and any time I was supposed to. No rules were being imposed there. Even in Parthi. Rule is rule, you have to follow it. Only an exception when you know fully well that this can't wait, people used to never tell you. Unless it's too late, somebody might come and say, "Brother, I think we should wind up now." Okay, so that 15 minutes, I came out and saw the whole hostel was closed. Lights were off, only one light was on in the other side of the. I went there, I looked into the window and they said, this guy with whom I had an argument, he was there. And he said, what happened? When will the stores open tomorrow? He said, why? Uh, are you looking for envelopes? How does this guy know? Yeah, I'm looking for envelopes. Okay, I have only one. I can give it to you. The fellow who is not a friend to me, actually, he's telling, yeah, give it to me. I borrowed it from him. I put it in the envelope, kept it aside near Swami's photo there. Next day morning, first thing I go to the darshan. Swami comes, he takes the letter and says, sorry, argue chesanu and cheppa kadra. You told sorry, I got into an argument. Did you in this letter? Oh my God, yes. Okay. Then పోయి నీ సవితి దగ్గర తీసుకున్నావు కదా, you took it from your Saviti is co-wife, a person having two wives. These two wives, it seems, because I have only one wife, so it seems these two wives quarrel amongst each other. Okay, when in the absence of another wife, they quarrel with the husband. That's my experience in this. Fine, so they quarrel among themselves. It's called Saviti in Telugu. I later on came to know about it. The Saviti దగ్గర తీసుకున్నావు కదా, I went and took it from him. How does he know that? I then asked, did you tell Swami or no? No, I didn't. How does he know? Okay, then he was telling what I was written in that. This was the experience, and then the major event happens. I get an interview. I get an interview. Okay, first day, first interview, the first of the interviews. Um, this was the most impactful event in my life ever. things that are happening in the temple. Are sitting. The Italians also called in Vrindavan, there used to be a common interview room, just like in Bhakti. Then there's a personal interview room where separately we'll be dealing with you one on one. So a group of people used to, when the Italians had come, um, Swami said, remove that watch, and he created a watch for me. And he told, watch your words, watch your action, watch your thought, watch your heart, watch your character. Okay. He put that watch on my hand, on my wrist, and then I touched Swami's feet. I was very emotional. That, and he said, he looked at the Italian devotees and said, he's a good boy. Okay, then I know what I am, and here Sai Baba is telling I'm a good boy. Okay, again the doubt comes that see, there's so many good boys. I knew very well that I was not a good boy. I can never qualify. Okay, even if God comes down, I wouldn't believe that I was a good boy. He was telling us a good boy. Fine. Okay, now he has to project his students, maybe he's doing it. Then he spoke at length to whatever happened. I don't want to get into the other things, but he called me for personal interview. Now, this is uh, the most touching thing that had happened to me. Then he sat and he looked at me, sharpened his eyes and looked at me. I said, I was sitting there, and then Swami told, out of the many things he told, one of the things he told was, I know what will happen. Anta తెలుసు నాకు, anta తెలుసు నాకు, anta తెలుసు. I kept quiet. I never knew. I came to realize that something important is going to be told now to me. He said, "Chinnappa nunchi ఏమేమి అనుభవించావు, what all you went through, I know." And then Swami said, whenever you cried, Swami also cried along with you. Then I thought, oh my God, does he know those unpleasant secrets of mine? Which he said, I know, I know, I know. You know, the voice of Swami. Okay, and then he told in detail as to where all I had suffered, where all I used to get beaten, whatever happened. I was shell shocked. I was shell shocked. He was giving with timelines, with instances, with description, and then he told the most powerful thing. Chalaka అనుభవించావు కష్టమే. You went through a lot of difficulties. And then he told those two times I had actually thought of giving an end to the whole thing. Okay, and he said, who do you think? I was coming back from Bangalore to school. Uh, the train, it was at around midnight, around one ish or something. I had thought of the most silliest thing. I don't want to tell it on thing that the children will be hearing. Okay, so I had managed to open the door of the, the coach. It was a meter gauge train. Okay, open. I just stood near the door. I spent a couple of seconds, maybe. Somebody tapped on my shoulder. I said, "What are you doing here?" I was taken aback. He said, "Come, come, come." He dragged me inside, closed the door, and he said, "Come to your berth." He took me to the berth as if he knew where my berth was. He said, "Go, come to your berth, come to your berth." Sit there. He was not the TT, mind you. He was not the TT. He was not wearing any dress, and he was not the TT because I had seen the TT. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Then he sat in the near the other chair. There was no side berth. So I sat there. Sleep, sleep, sleep. He sleep. Then I stayed there. I slept. I lay down. Then he waited for some time. I don't know when I fell asleep. This happened. Okay, Swami said that in the train, who came to you and closed the door? Remember? Gurtunda? Euro? I said, this part of the story only I knew. Nobody else knew. I didn't tell it to my parents either. Okay. I didn't tell it to my parents even now. Even if they listen to these speeches, they might come to me. Okay. And second time was in my plus 2 days. Okay. The frustration, the hopelessness, the dejection, the isolation, the pain, and was so much that Swami told that himself. ఆ రోజు ఒకసారి నువ్వు rope కొనుక్కుంటుంది. That day once you bought a rope. Who hit the rope? I had actually bought a rope too. You know, who hit the rope? ఎవరు అనుకుంటుంది? That's the word I can still have. Who do you think? ఎవరు అనుకుంటుంది? So then he said, I'm always with you, always with you. Then Swami said, what do you want? Now he gave me special energies to manage that situation because they're so touching situations in my life. Had you not helped me, I wouldn't have managed that part because he was there with me as much as I was with myself. No friends, no relatives, no biological relationships, no other relationship, just him. And he had really equipped me to manage the church. Then he said, "What do you somehow, I mean, the best of the things that had happened to me in my life that for this question, I didn't give a stupid answer. I thank myself for it. I thank Bhagawan for giving me that simple sense or that eternal sense or the ultimate sense, never to ask stupid, mundane, trivial things. That good sense kicked in from me. I thank Bhagawan for that. Okay. I said, I need you, Swami. I think I used Swami first time there, I guess. I said, I need you, Swami. So he looked at my into my eyes and said, okay, what do you want? Second time, I was now confused that what else can I ask? I want you, Swami. But this time, that I'm there for you. Tell me what do you want. Like I was showing his hand. Everything is available for. Tell me what you want. I still told with the same affirmation that I want you, Swami. Then Swami made the gesture of taking a little aback and saying that, okay, now that you've asked for me, I'll always be with you. Nee inta, jhanta, vanta, eppadu untan, I'll always be with you. And he said, ఈ చేయి పోతున్నాకున నీతో ఎప్పుడు ఉంటాను. And then I said, Swami, I did that. He said, okay. Then I hugged him very
Which year
gently.
was this? Which year was this?
78, 78, 78
87,
February, January. I'm sorry,
87,
80, 88, 88, 88.
88.
I gently hugged him. Then he patted my head there. Everything stopped. For me, the world stopped. Everything stopped for me. Something new had happened. Then a few seconds after, he took hold of my head, bent me slightly. He planted a kiss on my forehead. He said, Amita Bhagavad, everything will be fine. He kept his two hands like this and did that. Amita Bhagavad, everything will be fine. Okay. Nanu adigav kada, you asked for me, then I am with you. He repeated that once again. A few other things happened and the interview got over.
So it
I
took you
didn't
almost
speak
a
for 10
year.
days.
So it was a journey from Sir to Swami in a
Yes,
year's time.
I think Swami automatically came to me that time. I never practiced for it, but from within it came. And after that instance, next 10 days, I didn't open my mouth. I didn't speak at all. I didn't speak
Beautiful.
a word. It was, it was a rebirth.
Dinkar,
It
a
was a rebirth.
question comes to my mind is, because you have mentioned so many times that how he can tell you exactly what you're thinking, and being in his physical presence, that was the biggest challenge because people have to be really aware and conscious of their not only behavior but even the thought which is coming to them. And sometimes you can't help if a negative thought enters. Have you faced a situation wherein Swami has helped to how to handle this bad thought or whatever in this
See,
dilemma?
I'll tell you, this happened. This happened. No, why my admiration for him? Oh my God, he's a hero. That's a classic guy. Yeah, I mean, oh, this admiration went up because of one beautiful incident that happened. Not one, many instances. One I can never forget. Parthi, before coming to Vrindavan. Okay, by then I was reading many books from Ramakrishna Math and other. None of it used to enter my head, but I knew whatever ultimate truth is there is somewhere here, and I'll be a better person by reading that. Okay, and my background was driving me towards religion and whatever. Okay, one thing that was here the instant I'll tell you. Uh, Students were seated. It was Sunday. Okay, it was morning session. Sunday or holiday, I don't know. It was morning session, not the evening. One MBA student was sitting with a letter. Okay, Swami had given finished all the darshan, and Prashant room was packed. Okay, packed. All right. There's some festival or holiday, not Sunday. Okay, Prashant was packed. Children from the school had come, and I guess
All the
Anantapur campus
campuses
also had
come. Yeah.
was packed, bursting at its seams. And in that, this thing was a lot of silence. One student, I guess there was slight movement of his hand up. Okay, very close to me. Okay, he went up a BA student. I managed to sit in the front rows, could get the front rows. Swami gently looked towards him. So he paused for some time and said, "Kya hai? What is it?" He made a gesture saying that, "Swami, please take the letter.
Swami,
Please take the letter.
take the letter. Okay.
Okay, take the letter." Swami said, "क्या है उसमें बोलो?" This is unusual. Swami never says that. What is there in the letter? You tell. Okay.
What is in that letter? Tell.
Yeah, you tell what is there in that letter. Then
Hmm.
that's it. They said, "क्या है उसमें बोलो?" Okay. This guy, Swami, he was feeling embarrassed and okay, Swami, please take the letter. नहीं नहीं बोलो क्या है उस letter. He kept quiet. बोलो रहा. He said, "Tell it." That boy was reluctant to say. Then Swami looked at him and said, "I know, I know, Ra. I know." And then I didn't know what is there. He must have made some request or whatever. Then he said, "Bad thoughts." Oh, I could connect the dots in one shot as to what could be. Because now, see, I was reading so much of so-called spiritual kind of literature. I didn't know what was different between spirituality and religion those days. But this was a challenge which I see morning to evening, 100 times you do Omkaram, so many prayers, such a pristine, pure environment. How, I mean, a natural human thought, any thought, this is very natural for a human being. It should not ideally come. But how is it coming? Okay, probably he's writing that, and I also occasionally face this dilemma. This dilemma was there for quite some time, and I thought purity means purity of thought. That no, now the dilemma. Now I was watching at him that what will this man answer? A question which many books and many people whom I spoke to earlier also either gave a wrong answer or gave an evasive answer. I know the string of thoughts were coming. I know what he would say. The standard answer: control, canalize your thoughts, divert your thoughts, or whatever. This gap of 3 or 4 seconds, so much of commotion in my head. And Swami looked at him and said, "Bad thoughts." This second time is repeated. Swami gave a gentle smile as if trying to say, "Don't feel guilty at all." That assurance was coming in his smile and said, "Oh, bad thoughts nahi hai raha. Unnecessary thoughts hai." Oh, this was most unexpected answer. Unnecessary thought hai. Okay? Unnecessary thought hai. Necessary thought है तो कुछ कर सकता है. Unnecessary thought है. Hmm? He didn't take that letter. And then he turned back, walked a couple of steps, turned back and said, "थॉट है, आता है और जाता है, उसको एक्शन में मत डालो." ओके,
Beautiful.
तो थॉट है,
Beautiful.
आर यू थॉट? नो स्वामी. आर यू बॉडी? दैट बॉय वाज साइलेंट. ओके, थॉट है, आता है जाता है, यू आर नॉट थॉट. अगेन स्वामी टर्न बैक एंड वेंट ऑफ. It took a couple of days for me to decode what he has actually said. He had given the essence of
Dinkar,
spirituality.
it is such a beautiful illustration to sublimate your thought. Many people, even whole youth, gets into this, quest how to sublimate your thoughts. We always talk about suppression of thoughts, and is not right. Controlling is not possible. It will burst back. Sublimation is the way. And here is Bhagavan given us such a beautiful way to sublimate thoughts. One, it is not important. What a beautiful
Yeah, it's
logical
not
way to look
important
at it.
now.
This thought is
See, it's
this
not
thought is not
important now. No, it's
important.
not. The word is necessary. It's not necessary now.
Necessary.
See, the word
It is not a
used,
yes,
not
correct.
necessary,
Very good
unnecessary
word.
thought. At a later stage,
Unnecessary thought.
if it is
At
necessary at a later stage, is it necessary now?
correct.
I
At
see
a
the choice
different
of.
stage of life,
It's not the
it
question
is
of importance
unnecessary.
actually.
Beautiful. One is unnecessary
Okay.
thought. If you contemplate on that, it is fantastic. And then let it
Yeah.
pass. It's a passing cloud.
And
And
moreover,
I
see
think
the another killer
it's
statement
a
coming.
fantastic. It's a
You are not the
fantastic.
thought. He said, and he says, you are not the thought. Are you the thought? Then the question is even more direct. Are you the thought? Now, are you a thought? Then he says, are you a body? I am neither the thought nor body, then who am I? Your journey for spirituality began there.
Beautiful.
Okay,
I think it's
and
a
all of it,
phenomenal art
no
of
no
sublimation of thoughts, man. Beautiful.
absolutely, and no conflict with no. You should direct your thought. You should fight your thought. You are supreme. All that he made a humbug out of all that. He said, "Oh, don't do all this nonsense." He said, "You're not a thought here. It's not a necessary thought here. When it is
It's a,
necessary,
not a
we'll take it
necessary
seriously
thought,
here.
and it is passing cloud. Beautiful.
It's a passing
So,
cloud.
Dinkar,
आता
it's
है
an
जाता है.
interesting journey of yours from Sir to Swami. If I have to summarize your life with Bhagawan that way, that you came with no expectation, only to find a refuge in education, and then you addressed him as Sir with an inquiry mind, almost trying to be an adventurous reporter, which he himself bestowed on you as journalist, and then
Adventurous. Also,
slowly,
it did suspicion also. Total
yeah, of
suspicious
course,
and
you had mischief, and then you ended up now accepting him in the format of Swami as yours. Now, did this, how would you explain the concept of God, the evolution which you have gone through? What is God now for you? Or what is Swami for you?
see. Uh, well, he's everything, Abhi. He's everything for me. Okay, not because he has given me a wonderful education. He has been the kindest person to me ever. He has given a love which the entire world a millionfold will never give me. Not because he made me whatever I am. Okay, but I hear this song from old film Yarana. Can I sing it? Because I'm tempted to sing that. ओके. मेरी जिंदगी सवारी मुझको गले लगा के बैठा दिया फलक पे मुझे खाक से उठा के साई तेरी यारी को मैंने तो खुदा माना. Literal translation of it is मेरी जिंदगी सवारी. You took a driver seat of my life by embracing me. Literal embrace. Okay. मेरी जिंदगी सवारी मुझको गला लगा बैठा दिया फलक पे मुझे खाक से उठा के फ्रॉम अ dwindling almost my career had hit the abysmal depths. Okay, I would have never been a graduate. I go on to enroll into 4 post graduations, and I walk into some of the best of the companies. Okay, best of the companies of this country and overseas, and managers are waiting for me to take notes from me. And many of the guys who went ahead of me in my career are sitting in the same seminars, leadership seminars. Okay. He said they must have gone ahead. See, I see this, when if you catch hold of Swami, a zero becomes a hero. I was worse than a zero, I was actually negative. And he made me such a big hero. And I made more money than I actually think I deserve. I still think Swami was wrong in giving me so much money. And so much of so many accolades, so much of praises that your seminars are so good. We have become better people and all. I will become such a good person, but so many accolades coming to me, and I'm more than satisfied. I'm just more than satisfied. It's been a fantastic career. I'm at almost the fag end of my career. I'm winding up. Okay, and I had a glorious career, all because of Bhagawan. But my health, he created a small bottle of medicine. That's a wonderful event in life. I never had sinus after that. Okay. And he has given me rebirth, both physical, emotional, psychological. And what is he? I don't care who God is. I don't want to know. Ram hai, Krishna hai. Who could do those miracles which Swami has done? Okay. And touch any guy, so many miracles. And I had heard so many miracles. I'll tell you, these did not feature in any of the books. Okay, mind-boggling miracles. And This is no illusion or what you call coincidence or whatever, some other time. Okay, so to me
Let me,
personally,
because just to keep the time, I want to show pictures and see if you think of something where it'd be nice for people to see that era also. And you can talk about it. You can tell us about the picture.
yeah. See, what happened a couple of days before this picture? Okay, no, a couple of months before this picture. This was my first year BA. After Swami asked me to move to BA, this was my first birthday. I was sitting there and I sat literally. Okay. Um, Abhi, I'll take 2 more minutes to explain a beautiful instance. Okay. See, Joy Ice Cream Factory was being inaugurated on a mountain top. Some factory was being inaugurated. Swami invited all the students. Factory owner invited all the students and Swami along with the students. We had gone there, we had seen that factory, we come back and lavish food and whatever. Okay, Swami, I said, I always had the desire that Swami should isolate to me and then talk because I was craving for some attention and craving for an exclusive attention away from others. This was there always. Okay, and another thing was my dying desire always was that I should I should jump into the front of Swami and save Swami from an potential attacker or whatever. Small, crazy, I have so much of gratitude for him. I've always wanted to do something like that. But like that, I can't do anything for you. Okay, I want to do something like that. Okay, now what happened? Mm, this was we were coming back from we were from Brindavan hostel to we were running towards Tray Brindavan. Swami was on his way towards the darshan. Okay, under the banyan tree in Brindavan. Okay, Swami saw me running. He isolated called me. I went and knelt down there in front of Swami. I said, "Wow, all the audience, all the devotees are watching me. I get attention. Okay, my desire is fulfilled." And Swami asked me a very a question which nobody would think appropriate. Where is your wife? Wife? I'm a first year student. What can I answer? He knows best that I'm his student. I'm first year student. Wife? I said, Swami, where is your wife? This time he was like, I said, Swami, you are my wife, Swami. Swami laughed. That's trying to say that the expression was knowingly or unknowingly you are told correct. Okay. I think what was that correctness? Later on, Kishore would say me that wife means mind. When Swami refers to mind, and brother means something, sister means something, father means something. In this spiritual language, Swami says, well. So I had a problem of the mind, and I had to give it, surrender it to Swami. Okay, so which wife? I said, Swami, you are my wife. No other answer left. What can I say? I said, so your wife. Swami said, give a saying that the expression says it all. Says that knowingly or unknowingly you have told the right thing that you are supposed to submit your mind to me. Okay. After that, he in that what do you call? When I sat, I came back to Patti. Then November, when I was sitting for the this thing, what do you call it, birthday. Swami created vibhuti. He gave vibhuti to everybody. He put a tilak on my forehead. He never gave me vibhuti. Okay, he created medicine. He created what do you call watches for me, but never created vibhuti for me. Okay, he put that. That scene was where, and one more thing, I was never from a rich family. Okay, but later on, after long years after I got into my profession, I made some money, but I was from a just ordinary middle or lower middle class family. So I had bought a picture. I went to the stores Padmanabhan picture, and I was seeing that a picture of Swamis was costing something like 45 or 50 rupees. That was too much of a money for me those days, and for many people, for my economic status was too much. Okay, so I went and bought a picture for 6 rupees, but they were slightly bigger. And it had a plastic foil on that, but there was I was seeing Swami's hand and feet in that. I thought I should have one picture signed by Bhagawan and keep it. But on that plastic film, signature would not come because that the ink would
Yeah,
not settle there.
you need a
Okay,
marker for
it's a
that.
lamination thing. Yeah, yeah, you need a marker, permanent marker for that. And took this. I took it to Bhagwan because I could not afford it. Swami came that day. This was the scene there. I'm not visible there. Okay. Swami took the other picture, signed it, took all the pictures, signed it. He took my picture last. He looked at me and said, "On this signature will not come." I was disappointed. దీని మీద ఈ signature రాదు, sign రాదురా. Then he looked at me as to what I'll say. And I was feeling disappointed. Sorry, he still signed it. నీకు ఇస్తానులే picture, he said. Okay, I'll give you a picture. What picture will he give? He might give another photograph like this. I grossly underestimated his statement. Okay, he might give another picture, maybe slightly better, and then he'll sign it. Okay, at least he signed it. He touched the picture. It's more than enough. Okay. Later, that is at Brindavan, he gives me a picture and later signs it also. That's a picture in which I was with Bhagawan, the closest I can get to him. And he not only, I am holding his hand, he's also found holding my hand,
Oh, the first
holding
one
my
with
finger.
Swami and
Oh,
you. Swami and
yeah.
you.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that picture later on, he signed also.
Yes,
In the
yes,
other version of it, he
yes.
signed.
Lovely.
Okay. When he says
Okay.
he will give so much that you can't digest. It will give
I'm
in
sure
big
this
measure, really
picture,
big measure.
yeah, this picture will rekindle so many memories for so many devotees
Yes,
who have been to Parthi in 80s. That is your darshan on sand.
yes, darshan on sand and in the Swami stores, yeah,
This is also
towards
same
behind
place.
Swami. Yes, yes.
This is your
And
Vrindavan
this was
steps.
in Vrindavan, yeah, Vrindavan steps that last few days of Vrindavan we had asked for. The fellow whose ring vanished is towards that end, wearing specs, towards Swami's left hand. Okay, Dhanraj, yeah, that's the guy whose whose ring vanished. Okay, he had asked
Uh,
him, not to show to anybody, he showed it. He's the
this was
person.
Raghunath
And
Sharma who came to our session
Sharma,
few weeks
yeah,
back.
yeah,
That is Bhishma
okay,
Chawla
Ishma Chawla.
and me. Lovely class.
Uh,
Lovely class. This
this
year
picture,
session
I'll
is
tell you
Vrindavan.
in Vrindavan only. What happened was, little before he created that medicine for me, okay, I was sitting, the mats were already placed in front of Swami, so I got to sit beside him. The place was, I was sitting right behind him in Trai Vrindavan when he told turn back totally. But this time I sat beside him. And then I was sitting there and it was a green and white checks hanky. For a long time I kept it there. I used to have cold, constant cold. And there also I was wiping my nose there. And then there are other instances of this, I'll tell you later. Swami looked at me like this. Okay. Emra Jaramundi, he said, you're having fever. Okay. I kept quiet. Then he called Narahari and said, check, check. Narahari did not know what Swami touched his forehead. Came and Swami, he's having fever, Swami. And Swami reconfirmed, look, I told you. Then Swami touched my cheeks, touched my neck here and said, look, you're having fever. He told, now I'm telling you I'm having fever. Then he kept his both the fingers like this on my nose. He said that I've touched you, your sinus will be okay. 2 days later, he creates that medicine.
Okay.
Oh,
So
he has
sweet.
done so.
So sweet. This is
Yeah,
our
this is
dance
Chakaban's
group,
story. I told you that
Chakka
in
Bhajan.
yeah,
I don't know how many
Chakaban.
chances Bhagwan would
And
give for any excuses. This is a drama.
this is the drama. Uh,
Another Portigo picture it is. Bhagwan with.
this was when he personally supervised all our dance practice. This one beautiful instance. Can you squeeze in 2 more minutes for this?
Yeah, go for it quickly.
Yeah, this was in the last year. Okay. Um, I was sitting in the portico, and suddenly there was a hustle there, and some boys were getting inside the interview room. Somebody said, Dinkar. Either he asked me to move or he asked me to get in, I don't know. I also got up and went inside. Okay, went inside. By the time I barely settled down, managed to get right near his chair. Okay, where his footrest would come, I settled down there. I knew the tricks how to make it to the chair. Okay, uh, barely settled. Swami is coming, Swami is coming, Swami is coming. Then by then people were started settling, and then Swami opened the door slightly. Okay, he was coming from Purnachandra. Okay, he opened the door. He could see only four or five people, but I was sitting on the right side where Swami's chair was. He opened the door and said, "Hey, I called only 90 students. Why are 91 here?" And I was sure that that one extra fellow is me and nobody else. Swami stood there. I'm not seeing Swami. Swami is not seeing me because the door was there. He said, "One boy extra came here. Hmm? ఎందుకు వచ్చాడు? Why did he come?" People are puzzled who it was, all were looking at each other. Okay, apparently there was a session for all these people one day earlier also. I was not a part of that. Okay, but he did not see me getting into the thing because he was at Purnachandra. I knew I was the guilty and outsider, but one thing, once you have chosen Swami, whatever, so even Swami says, don't leave it. Okay, I'm not going to leave this place. I'm going to, whether he scolds me or asks me to get out, no problem, I'll be embarrassed. But till whatever he says, I'll wait here. Swami came in, asking people to move. He kept a hand on all the boys' heads like this, as if he wanted some kind of support which he never wanted. He made him came and sat in the chair, settled down, and he said, "No, ఎందుకు వచ్చినావురా? Why did you come?" By then it was confirmed that I was the only fellow who was not supposed to be there. I kept quiet. Said, "చెప్పురా ఎందుకు వచ్చినావు?" I kept quiet. వీళ్ళు ఎందుకు వచ్చినారో తెలుసా? Do you know why these people have come? I didn't know that either. Then he said, నువ్వు ఆడతావా? Vardava. Then I said, Ardhan Swami, I play. See, typical Telugu of that area, that dialect in Puttaparthi and that region, Pokat is Adu. Adu means play. It doesn't mean literally play a game, but dance.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like a
Pokat is
playing
for
dandiya.
example.
We say, come and play dandiya. So it's
Ah,
actually dance
yeah, play
dandiya.
dandiya. It's play
So that
dandiya, but
aada,
yeah,
aada
but for
actually is dance.
every
So
dance
he
it
says,
is
come and play dance.
ata, ata. ఆడు
Ah,
ఆట ఆడు ఒక ఆట వేసుకో ఆడు ఓకే
yeah.
సార్ వీళ్ళందరూ ఆడతారు సార్ నువ్వు ఆడతావు నేను కూడా ఆడతాను నువ్వేం ఆడతావు వాట్ విల్ యూ ప్లే ఓకే ఐ సెడ్ స్వామి క్రికెట్ ఆడుతున్నాను వాలీబాల్ ఆడుతున్నాను ఫుట్బాల్ కూడా ఆడుతున్నాను దెన్ స్వామి లాఫ్ ఓకే సార్ వాట్ ఈస్ దే టు లాఫ్ అండ్ సమ్ చిల్డ్రన్ ఆల్సో వర్ laughing because they had a lengthy session a day earlier. Okay, so they're familiar with these words. Though 90% of Parthi students are non-Telugus, but those words which Swami were most likely to use, they latch onto it. The predictability is much
Yeah,
easier.
the language
So
is very
yeah, and then
inferable.
all
Like,
will
you
laugh.
can infer it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
now Swami said, నువ్వు ఆడతావా అది కాదురా Swami said that it's a dance hadali. Then a childlike amusement Swami shows that dance hadali. I said dance ఆడతా. I said I'll dance Swami. ఏమ్మా dance ఆడతావు? Bhangra. Bhangra is easy. You have to jump around like with some turban and jump around. That was easiest for me. I said అది కాదురా. Then now all laughed because they came to know this fellow is the outsider. Okay, who's not supposed to come here, 91st fellow. Okay, నువ్వు ఒక్కడవే ఆడాలి, he said. Only you should dance. I said, I'll do Swami. Okay, music పెట్టాం. Now conditions are increased. There will be no music. I said, Swami చెప్తే డాన్స్ చేస్తాను Swami. If Swami says I'll dance even without music. He says that this fellow is not accepting defeat. Now he raised it to different level. I mean, he said, "We బట్టలన్నీ పేస్తాం నువ్వు డాన్స్ చేయాలి. That way we'll remove all your clothes. You should dance." Then this time people burst into laughter because maybe some guys were always disliking me for reasons not known. They laughed a little louder. Some guys out of sympathy, some guys out of horror, and people laughed. And Swami also was laughing. Then amidst this laughter, I bent my head and kept quiet. I told something in my mouth. As I said, if Swami says I'll do that, also very, very, very within my mouth. I never said, "Hey, ఏమో చెప్పినావు చెప్ప." I told something you tell me. I got no Swami ఏం చెప్పలేదు. I said another like many times I read like that. No, ఏమో చెప్పినావు చెప్ప. You told something you tell. No, I didn't say anything, Swami. Actually, I told you, Swami says I'll do that also. Okay. Now Swami is insisting. Who knows? He might give an order to do that. You, I know what will happen. I don't know what will happen. Swami said, tell. I said, I kept quiet. He said, స్వామి చెప్తే అది కూడా చేస్తాను. దిస్ టైమ్ స్వామి వాజ్ సీరియస్లీ లుకింగ్ టు మై సెల్ఫ్. కరెక్ట్, స్వామి చెప్తే అది కూడా చేస్తాను. మీ అట్లా చేస్తే మీ పరువు పోకుండా మీరు ఎవ్వరికి కనపడకుండా నేను మొత్తం కప్పేను. దట్ సో దట్ యూ డోంట్ ఫీల్ ఎంబారెస్డ్ దట్ యువర్ నేమ్ ఇస్ నాట్ డర్టీ ఆర్ యువర్ ఇమేజ్ ఇస్ నాట్ సలీడ్. డోంట్ యూ థింక్ ఐ విల్ కవర్ యూ? యూ థింక్ ఐ కాంట్ డూ దట్ ఫర్ యూ?
Says, if you
Then he
follow my
said a
words,
statement.
I will protect you from everything.
Protective. Then he stated the statement of mother of all statements. He looked into my eyes and said, స్వామి కోసము స్వామి పని మీరు మీకు వచ్చినట్టు చేస్తే స్వామి మీ పని స్వామికి వచ్చినట్టు చేస్తారు. For Swami, when you do Swami's work the way you can, Swami will do your work the way he can, the way Swami can. Ah, I
That is a
mean,
very
this
beautiful
statement,
statement. Let's repeat it again slowly. If you do Swami's work the way you can,
you can,
then Swami will do your work as he can.
as he
That
can.
is
Then we
phenomenal.
can't do our work properly. How can we do Swami's work? But still we think, so doing Swami's work we are doing. We can't do our work. How can we do Swami's work? It's all
That's
Swami ka
great.
kaam kar raha hu.
That's
We are
great.
doing Swami's work. I am doing Swami's work. That's a big lie
Excellent.
we say,
Yes.
we are doing
That's a
Swami's
very
work.
beautiful
We can't
statement.
do
That's a
Swami's work.
very beautiful. It's a very beautiful statement of Bhagawan.
Now,
Okay, let me show this
let
last two
me.
pictures because I love these pictures for the sheer view of it. How he's always surrounded with students, and that was the best
I
part
mean,
of being a
I
student.
will not be very comfortable with so many students coming so close to me. I mean, anybody wants space, but see this person at any point of time, he would allow himself for us together to be sitting like that. Somebody arrested, totally arrested. Feet to four fellows are holding his from knee to ankle and four fellows are holding. Here four fellows are holding. I don't know sweat. The fellow must be hands. Hello, then after every
I,
40,
I
45
remember
minutes,
in
he would say, wait, wait, wait. Then he would
interview,
adjust.
the students will catch one feet fingers also of the feet.
Finger. One finger, one toe. Okay. And
So
see, somewhere Swami was trying to spend every possible minute. Oh my God. Yeah, that was with my parents.
that's your
That's a big
parents.
story for us.
Hmm. Beautiful. And this is one of the most beautiful pictures of Bhagwan, how he would sit on the
Yeah.
steps and have a conversation with students. The glory of Bhagwan can continue, Dinkar. I can only thank you for, bringing us that era, that mood, that thought of Bhagwan. I really, really am always grateful to Swami for all these opportunities. So, Dinkar, as I close, any final words from your side?
I thank Swami for giving me this opportunity where where I could reconnect with those wonderful moments. Uh, I only pray to Bhagwan that he gives me a healthy life and a long life so that I can recall every moment of the time that I spent with him. I can relive those moments. Uh, and I just want one last caution that nobody should think that I'm feeling proud of. There's no pride in me. While we are discussing Bhagwan, while we are discussing Swami, it's not me and him or the listener. We all become one. Hero is Swami, the listener is Swami, the speaker is Swami, we all are one. Okay, so let's not see it as somebody else's experience. My experience would be the same devil, the same curious being, the same inquisitive person is there in every person. Okay, it could have happened to anybody else. It happened to me. I'm just one. I'm the same that you are. We all are one. So everybody's experiences, every single person's experiences, everybody's experience. So we all are one. I think we should move towards that side. That's exactly what Bhagavan wants. We all are one. We all are one with him. And
Thank you, brother.
this moment, yeah. Avi, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
My
Uh,
pleasure. It's a pleasure and a gratitude to Bhagwan and all the viewers for joining us tonight. And thank you all for participating. This video will be available on the channel and feel free to share. Thank you. Sai Ram.